Thanks. Like, good way to start the stream, Brad. Good work.
Thanks,
You have
Brad.
one job.
Hello, everyone.
I blame Ricardo.
I'm Johnny, your DM. Welcome to Blood and Song. Tonight I'm joined by mad people, notably Brad, who plays Octavius.
Hi there.
Christine, who plays Faeza.
Hello.
Becki, who plays Seed. Sean, who plays Six.
Hello.
Dan, who plays Black.
Hi.
And Ryan, who plays Ripper.
What?
How are we all this week?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Doing
One
good.
of those weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
In a week.
It's an important day today, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
It is, yeah. It's International Women's Day, which is quite exciting.
Hooray.
Yeah, I know. It's funny actually because I started back in my job today as well. And most people we put it on. I mean, apart from the husband of the lady that runs the place I'm working, there's a lot of women in there. So we were going, oh yeah, International Women's Day is brilliant. We put it up. We got a little specials board, so we put it up there and said, welcome back, all the rest of it. But we had I think we still had 3 guys come in. Oh, what's International Men's Day then? You're like, it's in November.
Yeah,
Like,
there is
what?
one.
Like,
There
no,
actually is one,
genuinely,
so-
there is an actual International Men's Day. I'm not being facetious.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a real thing. So you let us have our day, and then we'll do what we do, and then you do yours, and it's all good.
Well, if it's
So yeah,
strikes me
yeah,
as
but
how
it's
oppressed
you know.
males have been through history. They really need an
I
international
know.
day.
It's true. It's true. But it's International Women's Day is one of those days where, because it is international, so many countries celebrate it differently. There's some countries that have national holidays on it, and there's others who just ignore it completely, which just goes to show that actually it is still quite important. It started.
Yeah,
I had a
no,
little
definitely.
look at it, but it's because I seem to sort of want to remind myself every year, but it's because it kicked off in like 1909. In sort of that's the earliest they think it was, and then it's kind of carried on through, and it finally got sort of properly taken on as a real thing in like the 70s as an international. But it was an International Women's Day way back in sort of around First World War, because
That seems a lot earlier than I would have imagined it. So that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
the suffragette
it
movement
was-
was like 1890s. That started then.
British one. The first
Yeah.
Mexican one was actually in 1819-ish. I was reading
Oh,
about
wow.
today.
That's interesting.
Well, the first International Women's Day was it was Germany, Austria-Hungary, and sort of around that area. It's about 4 or 5 countries that decided, no, we're going to have an International Women's Day. But there is still countries where they will arrest people if they're planning to march on International Women's Day, and still places where it's still a problem to just say, hey, we count, we want to be equal.
Yeah.
And I think it is important. I think there's a lot of women, especially mothers. I don't want to speak for other people because that's not the point of it. It's it's the whole point of any kind of equality movement or any kind of awareness is to let other people speak and say their own words. But I think it's very, very much been brought to people's attention about how a lot of mothers and trying to work from home and try to do the job. And I'm talking about dear friends here as well. And I think it's worth noting, really. I know we get quite we're going into our fantasy world, but fantasy worlds are built on real worlds, I think, with a little germ of that. So I quite like that we can sort of take a moment and take a day just to acknowledge that the world isn't that fair, and that perhaps let's just make some noise about it. So
Totally right. And the hashtag, by the way, if people want to get involved with all the stuff going on at the moment, is hashtag choose to challenge, which has been going around internationally. We were teaching the kids about it today. And it's really important that if we are coming against inequality or certainly in this case any kind of sexist language or stereotypes, that we do challenge it. Certainly also as fellow men, this is not our day, it is not about us, but within our own little man groups, that's our time to pipe up against each other and actually defend and honour the women in our lives. I was raised by a single mum from, she was 17 when she had me. And that is, you're absolutely right, Christine, reflected in Erionwel, that it's a matrilineal society. The prime deities are all female. Because literally none of us would be sat here right now if it weren't for incredible women in our lives and through our past. So we absolutely have to do all we can.
There you go. Anyway, so that's what's happening today.
Hashtag choose to challenge. Get involved.
Yeah, please do.
It'd be really good. Other than obviously trying to emancipate half the human race, what else is going on today?
We got another gift. We've had another gift come through the pipeline. Taj has sent a gift.
This guy, super fan. We literally need to send him like a super fan shirt.
He sent me a
that's pretty good. It would have really made me laugh though if Ryan just pulled out like actual set of Tesla keys.
Little brother. So, I'm gonna leave it here for the camera. This is it's 190 centimeter quarterstaff, LARPing quarterstaff. Yeah, it's huge. Thank you so much, Taj, for this. This is amazing. Like Sean's known that, you know, we used to go camping in the woods a lot, and I've always was, you know, fighting with sticks and swinging around everything that. So I'm actually gonna, when the weather gets better, I'm gonna be in my garden practicing actually how to use this bow staff, spinning it around. Plenty of content to be coming your way.
Start searching up 1500s manuscripts.
It is amazing. It's too big. I've got to like maneuver it around. But I'll leave it.
There's a friend of mine's a pianist, and she's a fan of a YouTube channel. I can't remember who it is, but I'm sure someone can shout it out, or we can have a Google afterwards. But she just live streams her practice. So she live streams all of the mistakes as well, and she talks about where she's learning, and it's sort of life. And she finds that really useful. It's almost like a remote sort of buddy to play with. So I want to see Ryan updating us with going from like, you know, hitting himself in the face with it to hitting other people in the face with it, and like going through like a nice sort of
willing people, you know, in the face.
Oh yes, not any sort of crime fighting or anything.
I'll rewrite it into the contract for our the people who live in our house, that they have to get hit in the face once.
Pummeled, because then that's vague, isn't it?
Yeah.
You get pummeled at least once a week at your discretion. Yeah.
I've seen contracts like that for renting places, and that's not the kind of place you want to be renting. Let me just
at least you know.
I don't know, if you lower the rent, I'm sure people would be all over that.
That's true. Yeah. But yeah, so it's amazing, and another gift in the pipeline from Taj. So Taj, thank you so much. I really can't wait to get messing around with it.
That is amazing, and we've also been gifted the gift of followers. So what are we at the moment? Someone told us we're about to hit a milestone.
We are nearly at 200 followers on Twitter, which is cool. After last week's hitting 51 on Twitch, this is cool. We're making waves.
We're rolling.
I love it. More people around the table.
We reached 1,000 plays on our podcast as well, so it's been quite a milestone week. Well done, everyone.
Well done, everyone. Well done.
Thank you, everyone, and you know, it's amazing.
Yeah.
See this lovely show of ours come to fruition.
Yeah, no problem.
Cheers, Brad. It's just you on a load of dummy accounts. Yeah. Well, we formed this sort of community, didn't we? Because we wanted to be creative, and we wanted to do something communal, and we wanted to do an expression of something together during the sort of first waves of the lockdown. So it's amazing that we were able to connect with another audience broader than the 7 of us. So it's really humbling. So thanks everyone for that.
Indeed. Thank you, everyone. Any other exciting news this week, or are we about ready to hit the streets?
I've got scones. That's pretty good news, isn't it?
Hang on. You just opened up a whole world there, didn't you?
Yeah. No. We're moving past it.
I'll go past that.
Usually,
I'll go
scones.
past that quickly.
We'll get to
Scones or scones?
Scones.
I think it's scones, because once you eat them, they're gone. So that's it.
I actually really like that reasoning.
I am the dad of this group, Christine, and I did not go near that joke. That's all I'm saying.
Working in tea room, we make them, so we're allowed to call them scones. It's good.
Right.
Let's go around and eat one of those scones, Sean.
Uh-oh.
Well, we have
Gone
got
before you get
The
here.
credits
They'll be gone.
no. Hello and welcome back. It's time for a recap. Previously on Blood and Song, our party have been on a long quest to try and cure a mysterious plague that seems to hit the southern city of Cinderbane. After running afoul of Octavius's brother, Gaius, without actually meeting him, they finally managed to make it to Shademantle, hunted by assassins, legionnaires, and nothing else. They find their way to the city, to the university in the Novus Libris district, and they spoke to Ignis Day, the self-proclaimed greatest mage in the world. And he helped them identify the shard as a piece of aether, a piece of reality itself. He then said if they could wait a day or two, he would escort them to a different location that he thought the shard might be of some use to help them find a cure for the plague. That being said, they left the library, and now they stand on the streets with the kind of late afternoon, early evening. What would you like to do?
Can I just ask a quick above the table question?
Sure.
If I cast something with concentration, does it use a spell slot?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Well then, in which case, Ripper sort of turns around to the group and he's like, all right, guys, I want you to, I've got a surprise, right? Got a surprise. I want you all just wait there, like in a line, and just hold on a minute. And so Ripper's going to sort of clear a little space on the ground, and he's going to get his quarterstaff, and he's going to start drawing something on the ground. And he sort of, he's moving up and round, and he sort of, and then gets down on like his hands and knees, and is like moving his body, and then getting up and drawing again. And he, after let's say 10 minutes,
is this some kind of interpretive dance from your country?
Octavius, you'll see. Trust me, this is going to be worth it. It's going to be so worth everyone's time waiting.
How many minutes did you say it was?
10.
10 minutes is a long time for a human being to stand.
And we're all stood outside the library.
And I'm like, all right, try and guess what I'm drawing. So obviously I can't be on my hands and knees drawing it. And so after 10 minutes, Ripper is going to sort of stand at the top of his drawing. He's going to put his staff in the ground, and this like black sort of ichor starts to form around his staff. And then he's going to pull it up. So he has this like long sheet from the ground of like black ichor. And he's going to pull it all the way over his drawing and let it down. And as he lets it down, like a sort of like, remember in school when you did in the woodworking where you formed plastic over a mold? As he brings this black ichor down, it forms over the shape of an animal. And then he cracks it, and it all comes in together. And Ripper has summoned his first ever steed, a huge black bull.
Very cool.
I like to think that we've been practicing our instruments while this has been going on as a band, and it is horrendous. The creation of this thing, but at the end of it, I imagine it's pretty beautiful.
All right, everyone, I would like to introduce you to Treacle, this lovely bull of mine. And obviously, as you can tell, it's got massive horns, big, 0% bull body fat. It's like, it's like super slick looking. So, by the way, this Treacle here can understand everything you can say. Don't be mean to her. I was also thinking, not only will I look amazing riding this thing around, right? But because we can talk to each other, we can make sure we can leave them with cousin 1 and cousin 2. And then she can tell me, like, if someone tries to steal them or not.
This is very good.
I think they'll be firm friends. I think they'll get to know each other very well.
So yeah, That's what I was doing. You know, that's why it's the power of Illyria and all that. You know, it doesn't mean it's.
I mean, was the dance part of it, or was it just the black ichor? I'm confused.
Yeah, it only took 1 minute, but he wanted to
Like,
make
you
us
know,
wait.
I had to imagine, like, you know, what she would look like, you know. So I had to like
Visualize it in the mind.
yeah, you know, you got to
Oh,
visualize it to
okay.
draw it, Octavius. That's the thing. Like, life imitates art. Is that
He
wait,
had
is
to
that the way it
become the
goes?
bull to create the bull.
And me and
Right.
Treacle here, you know,
I'm
we're like,
not sure I understand, but well done, Ripper.
well, it basically means, right, that I think
You know,
we don't-
well done from Octavius is like
Yes.
like a kiss on the mouth from Lack, you know, or someone like
I
that.
don't do that. Not in the first date, anyway.
I think it's interesting, right? Because now I realise we don't have to we might not have to get any more horses, right? Because if Lack jumps on play with me, right, then Octavius turns into an horse, and Six and Siege can ride him, and then Faeza, you can like jump on the back of Toots, right? There you go. Might not even need any horses anymore.
I mean, I don't know how Octavius is going to feel about that arrangement.
I don't feel particularly happy about that sort of arrangement. No.
It's a potential, like, let's say we're in a scenario where we've got to get out fast.
Oh,
right?
sure, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
but
of
day to
course,
day,
you know,
I'm not
yeah.
going to be a horse.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying, you know, like every day turn into something this beautiful.
We must
But,
all make sacrifices, you know. Octavius must sometimes be ridden. I must sometimes go into a group of teenagers and give them my finest rap.
Oh,
And
that was heading somewhere else.
Anyway, I'm gonna head off and check out the temple in this area today. Obviously, anyone's welcome to do anything with me. Shall we meet back at the silver? What was it called again, Johnny? The silver.
You have
We
not
haven't.
found
not
anywhere to
anywhere
stay yet. You stay the night in the middle of one of the repositories within the library.
we're told about a place
and-
called the Euphoria or something. Was that true? Was that
You
right?
were told a place called Elysium, which
Elysium,
is
yeah.
within Shadesmark. But you have not yet actually explored the city together. You came straight here from the Darkwood district, straight to the Novus Libris.
Ripper, I would be interested in going to a place of worship. I've always found them interesting. You can always find a way to commune with my higher powers in any sacred space, I think. I would love to accompany you, but shall we go to this place first? Find a place recommended by Ignis Day? Maybe.
Was I told how long my disguise is going to last?
You were told it would. Well, he claimed it would last 24 hours.
Okie dokie.
So we should probably head to Elysium, have a drink, find out where to stay, and then we can do our bits and bobs. All right. Did anyone actually ask where Elysium is?
Yes, I think we did. Did we also did we find out why he was pointing us in that direction? I just can't remember personally.
Make a history check. Oh, this is above the table thing, really. No, you did not. He did not give you directions. He
Okay.
just said it's in Shadesmark.
I think I might have to crack out some of my poetry in order to find the. Although above the table I don't have any prepared, so I prefer not to do that.
Or we could just ask. Would that be all right?
Yeah, you
I
can
mean,
ask without
if
poetry.
You've got
That's
poetry,
fine.
if you've got poetry, I don't want to stand on anyone's
You know I
toes.
do, but why don't you ask first? I think that would be better.
Okay. Can I have a look around and see if there's anybody friendly that's standing by, like a tradesman or someone who might.
Where you are in the library district, it's essentially remember this entire district is one giant university essentially.
That's right. Lots of students.
Lots of students. There's not much in terms of stalls and things. You can make a perception check, see if anyone looks vaguely friendly.
Look. Oh no. That was not a good roll, but okay. I think I've got 7.
They all seem to be bustling around quite quickly as it is kind of getting to evening. You see a lot of them clearly heading back to possibly dorms, heading out over the bridges that lead to the south side of the city, or just kind of disappearing out. Now it seems that the studying day is done, and the only people that are left within about 5 minutes by the time certainly that the steed has been summoned are a few of the older, slightly more gnarled looking scholars who are still eyeing you all with a fair degree of suspicion.
Okay. I think I'll probably go up to if there is a student around, or there's no students around at all.
They're kind of scurrying around. You can try and grab one.
I'll try and grab one's attention. I mean, I know I'm little, but I'll give it a go.
Okay, how are you grabbing their attention?
Just being a bit polite and going, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me.
As you say this for like 10-20 seconds, and everyone sort of ignores you until someone literally bumps into you and then looks down and goes, oh, hello there. How can I help?
Oh, thank you for stopping. I'm good. I wonder if you can help us. We're visiting the city, and we've been recommended to find somewhere to stay. And it's a place called Elysium in Shadesmark. And I wondered if it's possible that we could get some directions at all.
I've not heard of Elysium, but Shadesmark's just over the bridge to the south. You can find, it's got loads of places really to stay. You could easily find, well, there's loads of places around the Quorum Populous, the big arena there. They are a bit pricey though, I wouldn't recommend any of those. Otherwise, you can always try the back streets. Just try people there, sorry, not really my kind of scene.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That's very kind. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Tell everybody else. This way.
If we're going near the Quorum Populous, just a thought, but don't you think we should be extra careful around there, given that that's the most likely location where we're going to meet some people who were expecting us?
Oh yes. But maybe if we can get into Shadesmark, we can ask somebody there if we can find Elysium. If everyone's up for that, give it a go. Let's go.
I do not believe we know.
Let's go. Let's get out of the way of the prying eyes. That's what Six wants to do.
Everyone sort of move off as Octavius is like, do we know where Shade Mantle is?
Shade Mantle.
Shade Mark, Octavius. We're in Shade Mantle. Shade Mark is over here. And he points in the direction of Shade Mark.
Oh.
Yes, you have been given a direction at least to Shadesmark, the region which is to the southwest of the city. So you cross over the marble bridges in the dying light of evening, and as the twilight starts to draw in, you notice that down the many streets, for the first time in a long time, Faeza, Lack, Ripper and Six, you see magical lighting. Everywhere else you've gone has had torches, lamps, traditional means. This is the first time you recognise arcane lights bathed in greens and reds and vicious pinks, just all down this district. And you see it has in the immaculate walls and the immaculate roads, a bit of a rusty sign that's kind of hanging with one nail come out that does say Shadesmark, with a tiny little bit of very obvious rude graffiti beneath it. And as you enter the district, this has got it's kind of, if 90s Camden met Imperial Rome.
Okay. There's a dash of 90s Soho, I imagine, as well.
Yeah, but more the...
It's like the red light forum.
Less red light, more, although there is certainly that seeming to be around it somewhere. It's much more like a lot of the tavernas are open and very raucous. People drinking, sharing food, throwing things around. You can see several of the stores still opened, selling various different types of clothing. There are what can only be described as shit tourist shops that are also selling, you know, I fell in love in Shade Mantle. I went to the Quorum Populous and all I got was this lousy t-shirt.
There's men and women just down the street trying to get you into the bars, sort of thing. Just like actually like pushing you.
A little bit. This is certainly very raucous. The other thing you notice is, and you'd seen a little bit of this earlier, but now you're in Shadesmantle, it actually kind of metropolitan. Not crazy, but compared to everywhere else you've been, for the first time you start hearing Endirian voices down the streets. See, do you even hear a couple of Nomengatian voices? They're not loads of them, there's a lot less of them than there are Endirians, but you can see a couple of them. at least, which is a little bit reassuring. There are many peoples here. There are minotaurs, there are gnomes, there are obviously humans, there are half-orcs, there are goblins, there are the kind of creatures that you'd seen with the fox faces and the otter faces. This is a thriving and busy market district.
The Six sort of, he sort of nudges Lack in a way that is like a little bit more friendly than he might have done for, you know, the last few days, and he says something like, you know, you look at the lights and the colour, it almost reminds me of home.
Yes, if it weren't for the smell, absolutely.
Yeah, where's the spice? Where's the lovely spice smell, you know?
Maybe you should go find an incense place. You could carry some around.
Top up the
Mother would
spices
like
a little
that.
bit. Yeah, she would. And Six wants to be on the hunt for a shop that might sell some kind of incense or spices or something like that.
Okay, make me a perception or investigation check.
Faeza's up for this for teas as well, if there are any.
Same goes for you.
Things like that. That's better.
Excuse me, sorry,
I
coming
got
through.
17.
Coming through. I'm in a ball. Sorry. My first time. Sorry.
Does he have to roll an animal handling check?
It's a summoned steed. His is magically obedient.
Yeah.
You guys, on the other hand, we're first cousin, second cousin.
Actually, where are first cousin, second cousin?
Just following
Did
us as
anybody
they
bring
always
them?
do.
I
We've trained them
presumed,
well.
I presumed we
No
were
one's
bringing them
coming.
with us. So.
Treacle helped them come down the road, huh? Talk to them.
Yeah, they're tied up to Treacle, right? Like a little caravan.
Are they? Okay.
I got a
Retcon,
19 for my
retcon.
perception.
19. And Faeza, how
I
did
got
you
a
do on your
17.
investigation? Okay. Between you, again,
17, yeah.
it doesn't take long to find those kind of ordinary knickknacks are easily available. It's not the plethora of choice that you would obviously face at home, but there are genuine spices. They're a little bit too dried, they're a little bit stale, but there's a reasonable selection there at least. You can see, again, friendly teas and colourful cloths and lots of kind of little animal knickknacks as well. And for a couple of silver each, you can both get whatever you needed from those places.
Thank you.
A little Danya, a little Jira, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I'm grabbing all the bits and pieces, mixing them together, sort of like almost like you would like sort of leaves from sort of maybe like the ancient sort of tobacco leaf sorters and stuff, and I'm sort of going through and grabbing a bit of this and a bit of that, and you know, I would treat the shopkeeper with respect, even though these might be dried. You know, at least they're making an effort, right? They maybe share a bit with Lack. Lack, what do you think?
Yeah, Lack will take like a handful of pinch and put it straight in his mouth and have a chew. And then spit out on the floor.
Yeah. Where there's also all lots of colourful like spits of other sort of compounds.
Very good, brother.
Very good. Two of those. A few more of those. Yeah, some of the colourful ones, the twirly-whirly ones. Yeah, a couple of those. And he just grabs big bags full. Yeah, as much as we can carry, I think.
And they actually throw in complimentary with you. They give you some extra haldi, and they give you an actual spice carrier. So rather than just having pouches of spices, you now actually have a tin spice rack that actually has the little pots in it that you can use, and then the mixing pot in the centre.
You know, some people say you have to alphabetize these, but no, you have to put them in terms of where they connect with the other flavors, you know, so you can just dip in. You never have to go more than two handfuls
Bittersweet,
across.
umami. You don't have to order those.
Yeah, of course.
Faeza doesn't spit anything. She just sniffs, and then she gets she gets them. She gets out of her tea caddy, out of pocket number 23, tops it all up, has a lovely chat with the person whoever's selling the tea about where they're from and so on, and then is very happy, hands over her money.
She does the only thing that's really
Yeah.
unique that she manages to find as she's looking, because there's again a few kind of standard teas and a few herb blends and fruit blends. She does find something she's not found before. That's from a little bit further north that they've managed to bring down. Two, in fact. One is root berry tea, and the second is nettle tea.
Lack will walk by and like take a pinch of all the tea leaves and put them in his mouth and chew them and then spit them out on the floor. Oh, Faeza, you have a very good taste. I probably shouldn't have put all three of those in because it's It's a bit much, huh? Oh. Oh, and he walks off.
I mean, thank you for finding out beforehand that they don't blend well. That's good. Thank you for experimenting that. Thank you.
Everyone notices that Octavius only buys some salt. That's all he buys.
Maybe some ketchup.
Yeah, no, not even any pepper,
ketchup.
just some salt.
Just the whitest thing on the menu.
Okay, so a little bit of general shopping. Anyone else doing anything in this lovely evening market?
It doesn't happen to be. It doesn't look like the type of place where I could splash a bit of cash on the weapon, is it?
At the moment, well, you could certainly ask.
Have a look. Have a little look. So, what I'm looking for is like a glimmerwood seller. Someone who make weapons out of glimmerwood, maybe.
Okay.
Octavius is going to look for a deep hooded cloak, one that could go right over his face.
Okay. Yeah, make an investigation check. Or perception. How do you do, Ripper?
I've only got 10.
Okay, with a 10, they say you find some people who tell you that a very specific Glimmerwood weapon store is not really around, but there is a trader who sells things, and you can go to Fivori's Emporium.
Cool. I'll probably relay this to the group in case anyone else wants to come with.
Sure, I'm up for shopping. I'll also want to find, is there like a busking spot around in this area? It feels like a really good place for a busk, doesn't it?
Currently, you can't see one, because again, you're in like quite tight, crowded market things, but as you move through the district, you may find other spaces. Octavius, how do you do that roll?
I'll catch up with you in a moment, Ripper. I've just seen this really nice cloak with a 26.
So with a 26,
nice.
You again get directed to Fivori's Emporium.
Oh, okay, interesting. Oh.
But with a 5% discount. Just say my name. Say my name. 5%.
Why? Have you been here before, Six?
Yeah. But no, I was doing an impression of what I imagine a shopkeep would be like. I heard nondescript, sort of whatever that was.
You offend
An
my
amalgamation of any
You
place.
want discount?
where
I'll
they
give you
might
discount.
You offend my Indian relatives, my Italian relatives.
Yes,
my
exactly.
soul.
Any Turkish people, any Egyptians. I'm just running through the list of basically everybody. Any Arab. I hope to offend them all equally. That's it. That's all.
Moving on. So
If I offend one more than
as
the
you
other,
move down
that's
to
quality.
Are you going straight to the Emporium?
Yeah, that
yes.
seems wise. Let's do it.
Seed?
Okay. Is everyone going together?
Seed, you coming with us?
While we're moving through the market area, what I was hoping to do is to look out for specifically food stalls that might be selling basically meat on the bone. So Seed is looking out for people who might be eating kind of street food, anything, so chicken legs, chicken wings, ribs, anything
Plenty
where
of that.
basically bones might be discarded in a quiet place afterwards.
Interestingly, there are lots of eateries, and you do notice that the bones are discarded and then cleaned up, put on plates. They are taken out the back of stores. So at the moment, where you are in the central market, it is quite crowded. You could possibly find it if you investigated further, tried to sneak back behind the stalls.
I'd like to just just sort of try and fairly surreptitiously just have a look, try and gauge the gist of where they're going, where they're being thrown away.
Okay,
Or
so make me a
used.
perception check. So you can see that they're disappearing behind, because again, these stalls are the bottom of people's houses. These streets are very close together, so it's not like actual market stalls in a grid. It's these stalls lining the streets that are the bottom of people's houses. You can see that they are taken into the back, and you can assume from the very narrow alleys down the sides that they probably join up in somewhere at the back, but you'd probably have to go exploring.
Would I notice that Seed's looking curiously around?
What's your passive perception?
My passive perception is 14.
Yeah, I'd say you'd probably notice. You know Seed well enough by now.
Yeah. Seed, are you looking for something? I'm just...
So, you know my little, pouch, and Seed will basically quietly just show Faeza that basically. So when we had that moment before of the healing with the bones, it's that collection. So basically, Seed's kind of showing you the inside, and says, "It's just been on my mind for a while that I haven't exactly found many opportunities to try and top it up when I thought none of the others would notice, and it just sort of seemed like everyone was quite busy, and maybe this would be a good time."
That's fine. I mean, would you like help?
Well, I'm trying to work out basically whether there's some going to waste, you know? It's not that I want to take anything that doesn't belong to me, it's just if people are just throwing them away, I thought, you know, I could give them a new home, I guess.
The best invented things are made from other people's rubbish. I can't believe the things that people throw away. It's absolutely unbelievable.
Right.
So
one man's trash is another woman's finger, you know? It's all good.
Like, unbelievable. So she's got her artificer brain on now. She's like, right, so what do you need? Do you need is cooked bones better than raw bones, or is it the other way around, or what should we look?
I mean, I'm going to be honest.
Underground and overground.
Such a British reference.
All our American viewers are completely lost at that, I'm sure.
I hate myself for this, but Dan, take inspiration.
Don't do it.
That's encouraging. That's encouraging him.
My accent insulted absolutely everybody in half of the known world. Surely that should get some inspiration.
That definitely doesn't. But, you know...
That's an achievement.
I encourage
you can't
our
reach that
American
achievement with
viewers
your
to
accents.
see something beautiful is what I've done.
Yeah.
So,
that's true.
The honest truth is, I don't entirely know, in a lot of cases, what the differences are going to be. I'm quite fortunate in that I haven't broken a lot of bones, so I haven't been able to try many things. And if I'm honest, my experience with the healing potions has made me now a little bit more cautious than I used to be about experimentation. So I'm thinking probably the more sort of generally intact and clean and less gnawed on looking and things, you know, err on the side of caution.
Okay. Well, why don't we see if we can find some kind of butchers or something, and maybe, you know, if we bring, I'm not sure if you know, maybe we can say that we've got a pet dog or something that maybe, because that would work. You know, I'm sure other people have done that before.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
we could tell them we've got a dog. But what's the dog's name?
Let's do that.
We should have a coherent backstory here.
That's really true. I've never had a dog before. To be honest, most dogs are about the same size as me, so they tend to scare me a little bit. So,
what's a normal human name that humans give dogs?
I think I'm not sure. It's normally get off her, get away, she's not a toy, don't chew on her, along those kind of lines. So I'm not sure.
Oh, so tragic.
But they feel quite long names.
They do seem quite long.
They feel quite long names. Yeah.
We could just call it Get Off for short.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, Get Off the dog.
Okay.
There's something even darker about that. That way.
This is heading in a direction.
That's going to be on a t-shirt by next Monday.
Oh my god, brilliant. It's brilliant.
Carry on.
Becki, take inspiration. Look at me being generous tonight.
Who's taking inspiration?
Both of you. That was glorious.
I'm not sure that one should have been encouraged.
I'm here for it.
Okay. So I guess well, May and Seed will start looking for suitable butchers.
Easy to find butchers.
Great.
A little bit for as again you're all moving down towards the Favori's Emporium. You start to find a little bit more kind of produce shops. They are starting to kind of not close up, but starting to kind of turn themselves into eateries in the evening and offer some more barbecued goods, get rid of the leftovers for the day. But with a little bit of negotiating, you can easily source a bag of various bones. There's some ox bone in there, some pig, even something that could be a dog.
Okay. Cool.
Along the way,
That's
Seed
target.
Along the way, Seed will definitely regale all the vendors with stories of their wonderful dog called Get Off and how the dog does tricks and does all these amazing things, and just the stories become more and more elaborate with every person they meet. By the time they're done, this dog probably could have won Crufts like 10 times over.
Can you just make an insight check?
In fact, the dog was so good it probably could have been the owner of another dog that won Crofts. Right? That by the end of the stories.
And Faeza, you can also make an insight check on this.
So I got a nat 20 for 24.
Wow.
Damn.
I did not do as well. I got a 3.
Faeza, you are amazed at Seed's confidence with these stories of Get Off the dog. And Seed, you, as enthralled in them as you are, your trained bardic eye notes that all the vendors have this slightly glazed look as you're describing it, as in, are they fucking with me? And they
Wait,
just
you
can't
teach you
quite
Get Off
tell.
to shake?
No. And yeah, you manage to get it all, but you leave some very bemused and confused looking vendors all just shaking their heads.
It's great. I love it.
Okay, as we move down, is everyone now joining up to go together to the Emporium? Or are we still doing split things?
Yeah, no, that's that.
Yeah, we can meet together. I think that's fine.
Okay. As you move in, you head to a region where you suddenly notice that the street itself becomes covered by these thin planes of glass in actually mosaic patterns, and the lights are above the glass, so you get this dappled effect below it. And just on the outside, you see it says Nostrum Arcade. And as you walk in, you see, again, the shops here are now a little bit, or the stalls in the bottom of people's houses, are now a little bit more specialist. They've gone from general loutery to actually being stores you might recognise. For example, you do see there, like a haberdashery. You see a place that is a bookstore. You also do see Fivori's Emporium, written in really ornate, almost copper plate writing, gold on purple.
Looks like my kind of store. I'm gonna pull up Treacle, have her face first cousin, second cousin, and be like, "All right, Treacle, you know what to do. Keep an eye on them. Make sure they don't move." And I'm gonna walk into the store.
Okay, as you walk in, you see a couple talking to the shopkeeper, who's he's kind of burly, right? Quite wide-chested, got very hairy, hair just sticking out at the top of a kind of a stringy vest. Over the vest is perched like a red silk shirt that is open, and he has this kind of spatters of hair and a big thick beard, and you see the couple arguing with him, and he's going, "Well, if you don't like it, you piss off. I don't want you in my store. What are you bloody doing, eh? Piss off." Right, do you? Yes, next, please. How can I help you?
Hooray! Johnny's accent is worse than my one from earlier on. Hey, I love it.
This is known as Aylesbury Italian, for anyone who is
Italian.
It's absolutely true.
All right, Governor. You know you're supposed to wear the cardigan over the shirt, right? All right, mate. See, I'm a man with a big pole, and I want to see if you can accommodate anything that can maybe be a bit bigger.
Well, we don't do that kind of thing here.
No,
You
but
go
I
a
mean,
little bit further down.
Hold on a minute. No, I mean, and I'll take out the quarter stuff. I mean, this kind of pole, mate. You know, like.
Oh, right,
mate,
I see now. Yeah.
Where's your head at as a shopkeeper like that?
You come to the arcade, you're looking for all kinds of things. Who am I to say what you're looking for, eh?
Well, I mean, that's very true. Yeah, I mean, a couple of burly lads like us, you know. That's how we do. Anyway, as we're saying, yeah, Paul, I'm not here. Like, come on now, show me what you got. Not particularly wanna.
What do you want? You want to sell? You want an upgrade? What do you want?
Upgrades. Buy. What you got for me? I need a pole. Need a big pole.
Right, big bowl. Let me have a look. and then he goes and he disappears through the curtain in the back, and you just hear like clattering of stuff falling over. And he goes, "No, he's bloody one!" and throws it behind him, and you just hear like another clattering. And he goes, "Oh, they never came back for these. It's not bloody good." And he puts them away, and then he kind of comes out, and he's got 2 poles in his hand. One seems to be made of what looks like silver, and it's got gold inlays at the top. The other one appears to be a kind of nondescript, quite dark wood. He goes, 2 poles, eh?
I need prices, mate. Prices, mate. Come on. 2 for £1. I need prices.
Okay, for you, my friend, I'll do a good deal. Right, what we got here? We got this one. And he holds up the silver one. He says, "Very nice pole. Very nice."
Yeah, I can see it's a nice pole. Yeah.
Great, look at the inlay. Beautiful detail. What you do, you buy this. You smack people with them and they stay hurt. This one, 5 gold.
Alright.
This one, dark wood. Elegant, understated. I let you have it. No more than 7 gold.
So, how about do both of them for 11?
My friend is ripping me off, eh? 11 gold. Hey, what is this? It's short-changing me.
By 1 gold?
1
mate.
gold to you, man. Not be a lot to you, but to me that's like a week of eating, eh? You're
Listen,
trying to take food out of my baby's mouth.
Of course, yeah, because in theory I'd have asked for 9, yeah? And this is Chinella, so I'm
Well,
offering
it's
you
not
11.
bloody in theory, is it? It's Chinella.
Yeah, well,
You're
exactly.
in shade mantle now.
That's why I'm offering you 11, right? I'm going to buy 2. I could just buy 1, and then you got 7. 7 or 4, whatever you're saying, or 5, or whatever that was, yeah? Right? But 10 for both of them, I think is pretty fair.
Make a persuasion check.
I can just hear the hands slowly closing.
Over what?
Slowly becoming more and more the...
That, Johnny, is a 22.
So he goes, "Well, actually, you make a good argument, my friend. No one come in and ask for poles for a long time. So I tell you what. 12 gold. I know it's a little bit more. But listen. You know, listen. And I throw in the mystery bag. Could be anything in there.
All right.
Could be a bag.
You know, it's probably got some kind of sticky bird, some kind of fowl, some kind of sticky fowl.
We say like that. My mother chicken never sticky. It's always beautiful. She put plenty of oil.
All right, Governor, you got yourself a deal. 12 golds. Give me the 2 poles and the mystery bag. And there is someone in that mystery bag, right? It's not just a bag with your shop on it, is it?
Look, I do you one good. You see. And he kind of reaches under. He picks up a bag. Goes, "You wash this. You washing." And he pulls open like a drawer, and you see it's just kind of filled with stuff. And he kind of just grabs a handful, shoves it in, closes it. Mystery bag. I don't even know what I put in there.
All right, I'll take it. 12 gold back, all right?
12 gold. Yeah, good. Thank you. Come again.
There we go. And then I don't think Ripper needs anything else really, unless you got any armor that I can, so I don't have to wear this armor. I can just be shirtless.
Armor on my. What do you want? I got a few bits.
I don't know. I'll take anything. Nah, actually, don't worry about it. I'm looking for something specific, mate. It basically is like comes in a jug. You pour it all over yourself. Get lovely bronze and sexy, and then then you don't need to worry about it.
Olive oil. We got plenty of that. You can have some olive oil.
Nah, no, I don't want none of that Chinellan stuff, mate. That's not. Nah, none of that.
Look, I tell you,
That's
olive
not-
oil
that's
is
not
making
real
the
olive oil,
soul
mate.
good.
That's
You need
not.
nothing else. You got olive oil. You got everything you
Stuff-
need.
Listen, do you really think I need virgin olive oil? Yeah, don't want none of that, right? I need the dirty kind.
The
and
virgin,
that's
the
what we
first
don't
press,
get
the
over
second
here,
press,
so
who cares? I know press snob. You have 4th press. It's still good.
I'm all right, mate. I'll take my poles in the mystery bag and I'm done. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You there? I see you. You. Yes. Legionnaire. Yes. Come in.
As if to pour cold water on the conversation. Hi, what is your name?
Me? I'm Lito Fivori. This is my emporium.
I see, thank you. I'm looking for a cloak, preferably one that I can hide my entire face.
I don't ask why. It's a bit weird. I don't ask why. Let me look what I got.
It's
And
the
again,
sun,
disappears
it's...
into you don't tell me. I don't need to know. And again, you just hear clattering and rummaging around, and he comes back out. He goes, "Lovely cloak. Look at this. Lovely. Okay, got one little blood hole in it. Not a problem." And you can kind of hold it out, and you can see clearly where someone just once got shanked in the back. There is just a hole. But no problem. It clean right out, it will. So you have it. Lovely. Look, green color. Lovely. Match your hair. Well, clashy little bit, but who cares? You have it for.
I'm disguised, aren't I? So I don't know what my hair is. I'm nondescript.
I mean, still, it's now kind of like a darker auburn rather than your fiery red.
Right.
He says, "Yeah, but give it a gold. It's a cloak. You take."
Sure. Yeah. 1 gold.
Here you go. Lovely. Anyone else? Come in. Porim got everything for everybody.
Yes, excuse me. I have an idea. I wonder, do you have two platinum rings at all?
2 platinum rings.
That you might have here, or should I go? Is there somewhere more?
I got it. You just have a little. You wait a minute, and he just pulls open the drawer, and you see him rummaging around in it. And again, he's just throwing things over his shoulder when he doesn't need them. No, not that. Right there, I think I got it now. And he pulls out 1, 2, and he shines my goes 2 platinum ring. That'd be that's 2 platinums. So that's 20 gold.
Okay. Would you mind awfully if I have a quick look? Just to make sure they just to have a little look and see.
You're
if
not gonna bloody
suitable
run
for
off,
my
are you? I'll
experiment.
call the Legion.
No.
All right, you have a
I
look.
only
Yeah.
have little legs. I only have little legs. I'm gonna just double check they are platinum. Is that all right?
Make a intelligence check, but you can add your proficiency as an artificer.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Oh, it's 9. 15.
Yep, these are clearly platinum.
Great. Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, I'll take those. They will do wonderfully. Thank you.
Sold 20 gold to the little lady. Lovely. Any more? Very any more? What else I do?
Just quickly, I want to grab Faeza, and I want to say, Faeza, I bought these sticks, but can you actually figure out what they do?
Oh,
Actually, can any of us actually do that here?
Well, actually I can, but I will need to purchase something first.
Ah, all right. Well, what do you need?
I need a pearl.
We need
Right,
a pearl?
For very, mate.
Lito. My name is Lito. The
Whatever.
store
You got a pearl, mate?
Get my name right. Who is bloody rude? Get my name wrong. What's this?
You got a pearl, mate?
Got a pearl. I got beautiful pearls. Every kind of pearl. What kind of pearl you want?
Well, I'm looking for a reasonably special pearl. It's to perform a particular kind of magic. You might have been requested one of these before.
I got just what you need. You wait there. And then he opens it up and he pulls out a string of pearl beads on a necklace. Goes, 1 lovely pearl necklace, eh?
I've heard of those.
Perform what kind of magic with these things?
Okay, that would be wonderful. How much is it?
Whole thing? 60, 70 gold.
Oh, okay. So, here's the thing. I do not mean to disparage the quality of your undoubtedly wonderful necklace, but for this particular kind of magic, I think it must be quite a flawless pearl.
What you tell me? What do you want? I have another look. He puts it in the drawer. How much do you want to spend on a pearl? What kind of quality?
My understanding is that normally such an item, let alone a necklace worth, I mean just one pearl alone would be worth about 100 gold.
100 gold? You want to spend 100 gold on one pearl? Alright, let Lito have a look. I see what I can do. And he goes again, rummaging through and he goes, and he kind of pulls something from under. He goes, I glued it on the top so no one ever steal it. Special, this one is special. And he kind of breathes on it and rubs a bit of the glue off, crumbles on his fingers. And he holds it up and it is an iridescent, shimmering pearl. He goes, this one is pretty bloody nice. I let you have it 100 gold, no problem.
That looks perfect.
Hands it over and mark 100 gold off your sheet, please. Any more? What I hear? Last chance before I go to dinner tonight. I see my wife. She misses me a lot today.
Do you have anything for feet, like feet wraps, boots, or things to put on your feet.
I probably got a little slippers or something. I'm not really like a full clothes place. Sometimes I'll come by a little artifact. Let me have a look. And goes through the back again. You just hear rummaging, and he comes out and he's just got these. Octavius would recognise them instantly, just as a pair of sturdy Legionnaire's sandals that are half enclosed, so they are made for kind of autumnal weather. Lovely pair of these. Look at these. Good enough for soldiers, good enough for you.
Do they I mean, I'm quite good with like barefoot, but do these do anything special?
Well, the top of your foot getting cut. That's
I don't
pretty
need
special.
that. You know, the real man feels the floor beneath his feet.
A real man don't give me this masculine bullshit. Man is what he wants to be, eh? I
No,
don't need none of
that's
that in
not
my
true.
store.
That's what my master said, and that's what I live by.
Well, fair enough. Seems strange to me. To me, a real man is a man. Everything else is just fluff.
I mean, I'd love to sit down and talk about this for an hour. What defines a man on International Women's Day?
It's probably irrelevant. I think we should move right past it.
Yeah. Let me talk to you about sex and gender. Now,
Moving right past it is not in my store. Before you want to go see his wife.
So it doesn't do anything except protect your feet, huh?
Well, no, it's pair of boots. You say you want a pair of boots, it's pair of boots.
Okay, I thought it was a magic place, but I was mistaken. It's fine. It's fine.
No,
Thank you.
no magic boots here. No, sorry, friend.
Okay, thank you.
Is anyone else speaking to him?
yeah, but Six wants to sort of wait till everyone's gone or get him on his own. Like he's a little embarrassed, but he doesn't want anyone else to know what he's, what he. You guys can know, but he doesn't want any characters to know what's going on.
Alright, I'll do for you, my friend.
I read a lot of books. I fancied myself maybe I could do some writing, but I'm not very good at. I put a few things down. They feel important. I come back to them later on. I don't know how it connects. Sometimes there are moments where I'm confused or uncomfortable. I don't know what to say. I think I want to just put it down somewhere. I have a few lovely books, blank books I've taken from a few different places. I'm very proud of them, but I'm looking for a lovely a pen or some kind of quill or something that I can write with, something hardy, long-lasting, but also elegant. I don't know if you could provide me with something like that.
I have a look. I see what I got. No problem, you my friend. 1 minute. And he goes again.
Are they all in the same? Everything's in the same big drawer.
He's got like little drawers all behind the counter, and he's just.
The idea that he just has a knick-knack drawer. It's got everything in it.
I mean, it is a little bit. You can sense that this drawer is not well organised. It's just stuff chucked in.
But it's organised in his mind, right? I imagine.
Well, who knows? And
I was trying to be generous to your character.
Why? I haven't made them to be classy. And as he's going through the drawers, he does pull out a slightly kind of bent, but mostly okay goose quill. He goes, "You have this? 2 silver."
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And
No problem.
I give him. I don't know how much silver's worth really in this part of the land, but I'll give him 3 silver and thank him for being so pleasant and hospitable with my friends and actually sort of giving them good discounts and the things they want. And I'll say thank you. I will talk highly of your shop if anybody asks me about to a place where you can find anything you want at a reasonable price, my friend.
You're welcome, my friend. You come to Fivori, you get what you want, as long as I got it.
That's important. It is important to specify that.
Wait, I'm confused.
Thank you,
Is your
my
name Lito or Fivori now?
Lito is my first name. Fivori is my surname. It's very simple.
Right.
Short for Littorio.
Yes, thank you. And Six leaves. Six is content. I think he hides it. I think he hides the quill. He doesn't want anyone to know he's got it.
Ripper wants to when we're outside. Ripper wants to crack open the mystery bag. How does that work?
I open the mystery bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Part of me
reach in.
thinks you should just reach in when you're talking to
I feel
you're
like
going to the church, you're talking to the priest or whatever, and you reach in and pull it out.
I was thinking when you open the bag, it has like a
Some sort of Harry Potter thing. Yeah.
I'm gonna reach into the mystery bag. Do I have to roll for anything?
So you reach in, and your hand can't find anything. Feels like an empty bag.
I keep going in. How far of my arm am I getting in there?
I mean, it's like you're up to like your elbow. It's only a little bag, like up to your elbow and nothing.
I keep going. Wait, I take my arm out and I try and put my head in it.
Doesn't open wide enough to get your head in. Sadly, it's only a little pouch. But you certainly trying, like pushing your eye and your nose into it, and you can't see anything. But when you do kind of push your ear up against it, you can hear things rattling around in there.
This cheeky prick's giving me nothing in my bag of mystery. Look, someone else put around in it.
Lack's gonna put his hand in, and can I remember any of the things? Like, did I catch a glance of anything that he put in the bag as he was putting it in?
Make a. Ooh, I'm gonna call this a history check.
History check. Okay. 9.
Nope.
No.
Turn the bag.
Remember anything?
Turn the bag upside down.
I put it upside down.
I put my hands on. Six puts his hands underneath it just in case there is something that isn't visible and he doesn't want it to have disappeared onto the floor.
You turn the bag upside down.
Lack will turn it inside out and shake it upside down.
So as you turn it inside out, or suddenly
No, not inside
handful-
out. Upside down, I said.
I'm
Lack
going to
says
turn it
he's
inside
gonna-
out.
yeah.
Oh.
As Lack turns it inside out, all these items just clatter
quick, get 'em.
onto the floor. And
My hands are already out.
You have managed to grab a handful of small knickknacks.
Is that literally nothing of discernible?
Is that the Chris? Is that the Chris knickknacks?
Knickknack crisps. These are, of course, the purple flavour ones.
Oh, okay. They're not the
The
shrimp
best ones.
No, the shrimp ones are
spare
the best
rib.
ones.
Nice
Ribs are
and
the best.
ribby, I think they were
Nice
called.
and
Nice
spicy.
and ribby.
is
Nice and
So-
spicy is nice. Was the orange?
Yeah, but we're
So
talking
what,
about the rib ones.
Rib
Spicy
and
rib.
saucy, best ones.
Rib and
Ripper,
saucy. Yeah. Sorry.
Ripper, if you wish, I think I have to have a bit of a rest first, but I should be able to have a look at these items and see if there's anything interesting here.
Yeah, all right.
You
And
wish?
maybe have a look at this bag as well. I don't know. He's a little bit shifty, this one. He's giving me like a bag that I can put my entire arm in, but not me heads, but can't find anything. I have you seen a bag like it? Any of you? Anyway, doesn't matter. We'll check it out. We're at a hotel later on, yeah?
I think that's a good idea.
I turn the bag inside out, put the stuff all back in, put it in a bucket.
Can I keep it? Can Six keep a knick-knack? He's maybe got one left in his hand, and he sort of asks.
It
Flipper
looks
if he can
like
keep it.
a yellow stone, but like a gem stone of some kind.
Okay,
All right.
cool. Does Ripper will let him take one?
Yeah, sure.
Didn't want to though. Didn't want to give him a knick-knack.
Yeah, I'll be one gold, please. Please, 6.
And he goes and walks off.
I'll wrestle you for it.
He's gone. He's gone, mate. He thought you were joking. He thinks you're a hilarious jokester, and he's gone with his yellow gemstone.
So you are all currently standing in the Nostrum Arcade under this glass roof, the dappled light in the evening. What would you like to do now? Rather successful shopping trip by many standards.
Almost too
think so.
good. Like maybe like the guy didn't actually own the shop, and he was just a randomer there going like running out the back door. No one inside checked.
Yeah, that'll be our next quest. Someone's been going around
Return all
pretending
of
to be a
the items.
shopkeeper.
But you said we went past a haberdashery to get to the Emporium, didn't you? Faeza's feeling the chill a bit because she's still wearing her kind of Zawati clothes, so I think she might want to go and get a cloak. But I mean, we don't have to go through too much detail if we don't need to. But
If you want to
Alright.
go in and get a plain cloak that's fairly warm, again, that will set you back about a gold to get one that's weatherproofed for this autumnal into Chinellan winter.
that'd be lovely. Thank you very much.
You're
Are
welcome.
you sure we can't hear the back and forth and the deals and the counter deals and the accents and the this
I
and
guess
that and the rummaging?
Faeza's
No.
Faeza's not very good at dealing, so she would just go, okay, and give the money over.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Not got that much experience with money
Octavius
and stuff.
School
It's
of
definitely part of
Negotiating.
her character.
Oh, can I poke my head back into the shop and ask matey boy where Elysium is?
So as you poke head in the shop, it's just as he's in the middle of like locking the doors for the night, because it's kind of those doors you pull closed, and you kind of put your hands in. Yeah, it's like, oh bloody hell, what do you want?
Can you tell me where Elysium is, please, Maka?
Elysium.
Yeah, and also maybe leave these doors a little bit.
Oh, sorry, yeah, no problem.
Oh.
Where you want to go Elysium for? Dangerous place. Not for you, nice man. You don't want to go there.
Yeah, but like recommended we go there, and it seems like an alright place.
Your life, your money, you do what you like. You help me, I help you. Right, you go down the street, and he gives you some directions further into Shadesmark that are fairly easy to understand. It's going to take you a little bit off the beaten track into the actual kind of underbelly of the district.
Did we say that Elysium? I assume we'll pass a hostel or something on the way to it, so we'll just I guess let's mount up, team, and let's start it in that way. And I guess we can like find some lodgings along the way, leave the horses, and then I'm feeling parched. You know, I want to have a little drink, a little eat. You know, sure we can find a busking spot to have some fun with as well, something like that. Does that sound fair?
Yeah. Octavius
Right.
dons his cloak and pulls the hood all the way down.
Looking good, mate.
So as you start walking through the streets, can everyone make me a perception check, please?
Jeez, not going well for me today.
14 for Ripper.
11 for Faeza.
28 for Octavius.
Yes,
4, 6.
only 14 for Lack.
20
Ev-
seed.
Everyone aside from Octavius and Seed is sort of looking around at the city in a sense, certainly for Lack, Ripper, Six and Faeza. There's all been closer to home than you've been in a long time. At least seeing lots of different people and a bustling, lively city again. It's distracting. There's lots to see everywhere you look. Faeza is absolutely fascinated by the various gizmos and gadgets flying from people's stores and the way the lights are undulating and pulsing. Seed and Octavius, as you're walking, you both have your own reasons to be a little bit more wary in Chanella and certainly in the Darkwood Expanse. And as you're walking through the district, you start to notice there are fairly regular Legion patrols walking up and down streets. They look like they're doing set routes. Doesn't seem to be any insidious nature to it yet, but you can see that there is quite a clear Legion presence on the streets.
Ripper, can you direct us, and I sort of ask him to direct us sort of away from patrols where we can.
Okay. You're muted.
So, all right, yeah, fine. So, what does that mean? Does that mean Octavius is up on the back of Treacle?
No, I am walking side by side.
Okay, fair enough.
Well,
yeah, all right.
Okay, so with a little bit of
Less fun
details,
that way, though, isn't it, Ripper?
you've got
Right then.
make a survival check for me, Ripper.
It's a 15.
Okay, you've never been to Shademantle, but you're a city guy, and this is a city. Like, they all kind of basically the same, and you've got a sense of following a lively crowd. You manage to kind of go off the beaten track a little bit and navigate your way, trying to keep to places where you believe the Legion is less active. So it takes about 10 minutes, and unless anyone would like to do anything in that time, you travel.
We're looking out for lodgings, I assume, or is that where we're heading?
You've been told that you can find lodging at Elysium.
Oh, okay, fine, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. So as you go, you start leaving the Nostrum Arcade behind in the busy, well-lit streets, and you go into streets that have less lighting. It's no longer the coloured glowing lighting. It's now just like faded yellow or faded greens that are kind of sputtering and pulsing a bit more like torchlight, though they are still magical. You start seeing the gaps people have put torches There are now less people walking these streets. There's still some bars open. It's definitely just taken that, you know, you're in a big city and you take one turn, you're like, where the hell am I feeling? After a couple of those streets, you manage to backtrack back onto a less main road, but still fairly big. And you see a row of stores and tavernas with a much ballier atmosphere, with people kind of brawling a little bit outside, drinking. You also notice there are no legionnaires on the street at all. And about 3/4 of the way down on the right hand side, you see everything else has kind of been like the bottom half of a house just had a sign outside, or a hand painted sign. All you see here is it's like a scribbled sign on the side of a wall that just looks like field of corn. It's really stylistic and simple, and it just says Elysium, and someone's handwritten it in paint underneath.
God, that sounds a bit corny, innit?
You know, I'm starting to think, now that we're here, judging by the character of Ignis Day, maybe we shouldn't be staying at a place that he recommended. I don't know.
What's wrong with it? This is Six. This is culture, mate. This is like, listen, like the bits all at the front and the markets that went through and all that stuff. That's all for tourists, right? This is the heart. This is the beating heart of the city. This is where the real artists, the real people, the real lovers, the real fighters. This is where they all come. I would much rather stay down here than in a tower any day in my life.
We'll see about that. And he opens the Six. Opens the. If he looks around for a nearby opening, and would open it if he could.
Yeah, there is a door. As you push on it, it's a bit stiff, and at first you think it's closed, but then you push it open. And are you all walking in?
Obviously gonna hitch up Treacle and first and second cousin.
Okay, you hitch them up outside, giving your conjured bull instruction. How long does that last, that conjuration, by the way?
Until I dismiss it, it's around forever.
Interesting.
It's
Good thing
it's
it
around...
doesn't talk then.
It's no. I can communicate telepathically up to a mile away. Up to a mile away with.
But it doesn't have a duration on the spell.
No.
Lovely.
Duration is instantaneous. Your steed serves as a mount until it dies, or until you dismiss it.
Until it dies. Interesting. So as you walk into the...
Don't make him do that crab dance again.
No,
He'll do like that weird crab dance and just bring another one back.
As soon as it reduces to 0 hit points, it disappears, leaving no physical form, because it's ethereal. Because it's a celestial.
Yeah.
Right.
So as you walk into this tavern, the sounds of the streets kind of are met and changed by the sounds of drinking and talking, and you start to hear kind of music in the corner as there's a player with some strange looking stringed instruments, kind of like halfway between a harp and a lute. Not quite a hurdy-gurdy, but it's kind of heading that way, but without the resonators. And it's not quite a everyone stops and looks, but you do see a lot of people glancing over at you, kind of ignore you, and just go back to talking.
Right, up to the counter. Sorry, what were you saying?
I was just going to say, what do you think?
See, there's another table around.
Hey.
Oh shit! I've just realised, Lack, I've left your beer in the other town.
Oh no, Octavius!
Oh, classic! You left it in the hotel room.
Well, I just have to buy you some more. And we bought some spices today, so I could make them up. I think I remember. It's fine.
No, Seed, I think it's your round,
Right.
isn't it?
Sure.
As you go up to the bar, you see there is a little bit more of a bar in here. It's less tables. There are 3 very long trestles with people crowded round them. There is a curtain at the back wall, and a very clear sign right next to what is an open area kitchen. There is right next to it a toilet bench with someone just sat on it, going au natural, as it were, who then gets up, goes over, sniffs the cooking, and then wanders back to the trestle. The person behind the bar looks down at you, and you again see a tabaxi who's got most amazing purple eyes, got very grey skin, fur, sorry, And Alexander goes, yes, how can I help?
Hello, my name is Seed, and it is my round. I would like to purchase 6 drinks, please.
6 drinks. Is this your first time here?
Yes, it is. How did you know?
I can always tell newcomers. It is so nice to meet you. What 6 whats would you like? What would you like to drink?
Whatever is good here to drink.
Coming right up. And she turns around and again, there's just bottles on the counter. And she goes up, hovers by some of the wines, and then raises her hand.
I just
and
tap
picks
Seed on
up-
the shoulder, and I'm like, do you mind if I do this?
And she's
Sure.
just pulled down
Excuse
a
me?
clear bottle.
Excuse me, we'll have 3 somethings for an Enderians, 1 for a Zarati, 1 for a Northern, and 1 from a boring Chinella, please. I'll take your pick. You know what's good.
Yes. And then she just pours 6 of this clear drink out. It comes in tumbler glasses. And she just... And it's again unique. You haven't actually seen glass yet in Chinella. Everywhere else you've been, you've seen terracotta cups. And she pushes across these 6 glasses and says, that will be 8 silver, please.
Yep, I'll hand that over.
She pours it and just slides it under the counter. I believe some space has just opened up for you. And you see some people, as you turn around, anyone who's kind of stood back, just sees 2 of the punters stand out and just lump each other and just start kind of hacking into each other. One reaches for a short dagger at his side, and as they pull it out, you see some guards, and you think, right, they're tavern guards, they're going to grab them. They don't. And one of the guys just stabs the other person straight in the chest. And then there's this kind of laughter on the thing, and as one of them slumps, his friends sort of drag him out.
Octavius, what are these chairs taken?
No, you're right, mate. MC.
Ah, cheers.
And a little space opens up enough for you to sit around. You kind of got to elbows in a little bit to get comfy there, but you are
Black's going to Riker onto his seat. That's what he's going to do.
Okay, they are trestle, so you've got nice benches that you're Rikering onto a bench.
Just the edge, like the edge.
Okay.
I'm sat sideways, like right in my brother's face.
Okay, yeah.
Like that.
And Seed and Ripper, are you bringing over this tray?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll bring over the drinks, and
That is
then
definitely the most awkward image in my mind.
I'll bring over the drinks, stick them down on the table, stick the special straw that Faeza gave me into my drink, and say cheers.
Okay. Is everyone just...
Thank
how
you.
are you drinking this?
No,
Yeah.
whoa. Octavius, and he takes out some spices from his brother's pouch and just drops them in.
Yes, the spices.
Just for you.
Thank
You'll
you.
miss the beer. You can catch up.
Yeah, I appreciate this.
No, it's 90% salt anyway, so don't worry. He's toned it down for you. It's okay.
Could Faeza give it a sniff and see if she can try and identify what the drink might be?
Absolutely can. Make me an intelligence check.
Octavius is taking like the smallest sip he could possibly can.
Okay.
I've got 21.
This smells like fermented cashew fruit.
To the heart of a city, may it beat life into us, not physically, but emotionally.
Black
Cheers.
he slams it down with his hand over the top. He downs it.
Yeah, down the hatch. Down the
Six
hatch.
pops 3 chilies in his mouth and then strains the drink through the chilies.
Okay. Faeza, Octavius, you said you're sipping. Seed, you're using your special straw. Faeza, how are you drinking it?
Faeza is only going to sip it because, let's face it, a tumbler for anyone else.
Okay. Can Octavius and Faeza make con saves?
I mean, how spicy is these spices?
Everyone else is just dead.
Ripper and Six make Constitution saving throws
The
at
mimic.
disadvantage.
What, even with the chilies I strained it via?
That's really not
It's
helping.
not going to help, is it?
Oh, natural 20, so 23.
It's
Yeah.
I got a
Okay.
13.
I got a 13 as well.
My lowest was 15. It was 17.
15 was my lowest.
You all survived. DC was 13. So, as
Six
everyone...
more, please!
Survive?
You
Survive, crikey.
all take it back, and instantly, regardless of how much anyone had drunk, in fact, everyone aside from Seed suddenly goes, oh, as their eyes just start watering. And for those who have imbibed this before, you would recognise it as Fenny. And this is already very heavily spiced Fenny that is imported from Indiri. And it's...
You see Octavius's cheeks like turn inside out, like.
Seed, how much you pay for these?
Yeah, 6 wasn't joking. He ordered 6 more.
Yes, no, that's because obviously realising it's endearing. Seed, how much you pay for these?
I think it was 8 silver.
Excuse me, barmaid, we'll take the bottle if you don't mind.
So when Seed was sipping at first, they kind of were doing like a face of lovely, and then seeing everyone else's face was like.
Dude, you must be made of strong stuff up in the north. You haven't even not one deer, and this is usual. Not one deer pouring out the eye.
Oh yes, my tear ducts that I absolutely have must just be a little dry today.
Okay, I mean, you only need to look at Octavius. There's literally snot coming out his nose right here.
I
So
must just be a little dehydrated.
just made
Oh,
of
well, another
sterner
one will
stuff.
sort you out then when we get another
Yeah, we'll
one.
get another
But-
one. Another
So
one.
the tabaxi comes over with the bottle and just places it on the ground. You notice as she places it, the wood that it's placed on just sizzles slightly.
Can I take?
3 gold, please.
Ripper's going to cash this one in, and he's going to say, he's going to give her the 3 gold. He's going to take the bottle and goes, aside from these 2 lovely gentlemen here, it's the first taste of home I've had since I've left.
I don't like the
Can
way you
I
phrased that.
get some?
But,
I just
but the
like.
sentiment I'm totally on board with.
Can I get some wine, please?
Yeah, Lack leans to Octavius and says, "Listen, Octavius, I teach you a little thing. Fill it up mostly with water, and just a tap. It's what we give the 4-year-olds, huh? We give the babies, and they learn how to drink.
It's not the spice. I don't like it.
Oh, that's well. You just need to drink it
It's
more.
gonna
Huh?
catch
That's
up
all
with
it
me.
is.
Of course, yeah. Look,
Faeza's
honestly,
gonna-
Octavius, the more you have it, mate.
You know, Octavius, this is, as he was saying, it's a taste of home. You know, this is the sort of stuff we used to drink back home. I've been missing it. You know, all you guys are lucky that they have this stuff around here.
You know, as Mother used to say,
Yeah, have
if
another
you
one.
got
Have
a
another one.
penny,
Get it down here.
buy some penny. That's what you used to say.
You got a penny, buy some penny.
Faeza's going to tug Lack on the sleeve and just go, could I please have some water with mine, please?
That's
Thank you.
probably
Octavius is
you're
gonna.
allowed, that's fine.
At the because he's. I assume he's sitting at the edge of the table. He's just gonna. pass
Surely
them
that's a slight
Wait, in
sign.
a crowded bar.
Make
Someone
a
behind,
sleight
like,
of hand check. Make a sleight of hand check.
I can't feel my face.
And I'm just gonna say
Sometimes
it.
dissolve.
Don't get below a 10.
Ooh.
No, you're muted, Brad.
That's a +4, so that's 23.
Oh,
You do manage to, as everyone else goes to drink theirs, which, by the way, anyone else taking their next drink, can you make
well,
a con save
I
again?
know I'm sipping it this time, as I know what it is.
Lack
But-
smashes it down on the
Yeah,
table.
so
downs
6
it.
doesn't have the chilies with it, but he knocks it back.
Right, so if you're downing it, it's disadvantage. If you're not, it's still a con save. It is 13.
How much is the con save if you've mixed it with mostly water?
Mostly water with a few drops of Fenny.
Yeah,
It's okay, you can drink that. It becomes just
I'm unbothered.
very strong
19.
flavoured.
I rolled a
19.
13.
Oh, 21. So 6 is loving this.
Yeah, you made for it. This is you're feeling happy. Octavius, as you wait for the moment and just and you manage to get it a little bit down your cloak, but it doesn't quite hit the patron that's just walking behind you at the time.
Just
Stab you in the chest.
as it hits the floor.
Yeah, the marble on the floor is a little discoloured now.
See, have you seen that instrument before? That guy's playing.
I have not seen that before. No, it's fascinating.
I reckon there's probably room on that stage for you.
Oh, I think we need a few more of these, you know. And he pours another round for everyone.
Oh, Lack's going to slam it on the table and drink it.
Well, you know what's happening. Akin says this is your third drink. The DC is going up to 17.
Oh, there is no way I'm going to manage that then.
Oh, 6 got an 8.
13 was my lowest. Yeah. 15 and 13.
Octavius doesn't think he could do it again, so he drinks this one. He sips it.
I got an 11.
All three of you, it's when you're
Four
fine.
of you, I rolled a 2.
All four of you. You know when you're fine, and then you suddenly not fine.
Yeah.
And it just comes over you. It's one of those.
It's usually when you're in the bathroom looking in the mirror, just like, oh
Come
no,
on, Dan.
I'm not okay.
Come on, Dan. You just got to hold it together for another hour and not embarrass yourself. You've got this.
Okay.
And that's when you lean in the door and
Okay.
it's
Like,
not
you're
full.
okay.
Walking to the loo all chipper, you get to the loo, you do the lean, and then you go, oh god, oh, and the room goes.
Don't know about you, brother, but that last one hit the spot. Huh?
Oh, that was perfect, brother. That's exactly what I was looking for. You know, if your constitution is all perfect and lovely and harmonious, sometimes you got to shake it up a little bit, you know,
Bit
and
of
grow
chaos
a
in the
little bit.
world, huh?
Yeah. Tear the
Until
muscle,
the
build
alcohol
the muscle.
wears off, which will be, an hour or two, you are rolling all physical checks and mental checks at disadvantage.
Well, you know what my mum
That
used
feels
to say?
appropriate.
Drink too much Fenny, need to spend a penny. Excuse me.
Octavius
I
is
think
just
he
sort of
stole that from
staring
us.
straight
I think
ahead,
that's one of ours.
breathing in deep, breathing out.
is this the first time Octavius has been drunk? It's got to be.
Probably, I think so, yeah.
Depends
Did
if
it-
the Chinell and Army drink if they're big drinkers. if
They
they're
do,
big,
but
like-
Octavius' mother was
There
very
for like
stern.
16 days, wasn't he?
So, Rippy, in
years.
the public loo in the middle of the bar.
Yeah.
Great. So, Ripper just goes for a little wee in the middle of the bar. Well, it's not in the middle, it's at the side in the public toilets. And as comes back and sits down, and you start talking to Seed about the possibility of performing, Octavius, you feel a hand on your shoulder. And that's where we're going to go to break. We will see you again soon, folks.
Okay.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. So we pick up with you all at the table, drinking with 4 of the party now a little drunk, as several of you, first Octavius, and then slowly one by one, you all feel hands clap on your shoulder. Looking around you, you see some dark cloaked figures and a voice that just says, "Come with us."
I'm sorry, who are you?
Who are you?
I told you guys, heart of the city. These lot, party animals, right?
Sit down, have a drink with us, and
don't-
afterwards we'll go to wherever you
so
want to
much
take
fun,
us.
right? That they're just
I mean-
like they want us to come with them.
What
man.
does he look like?
So these are just 6 figures in dark cloaks.
I don't think they're here to party ripper.
Yes, I love this guy. I get up and I
Get
hug
another one down you, Octavius.
I hug whoever's put an hand on me. Yes,
They-
mate, where we're going, yeah?
They just kind of push you down a little bit, and then you hear a voice go, "Is this really them?" "Yes, this is them." And then Lak, the one by you, looks at you and just says, "It's quad Seminas."
I meant to.
I think,
Oh.
like, I think it's the garden.
Oh.
Six wants to spin around and put a sword to the throat of the guy who spoke to Lak
Well,
as
that'll
fast
be
as he
wonderful,
can.
but he is drunk. So let's make a acrobatics check at disadvantage.
And Lak's going to see this and try and stop it as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's all going to
That's
be a whole comedy of errors.
likewise that's a dex
I mean,
check at disadvantage.
Being so drunk,
Okay.
Octavius is going to stand up really quickly to try and stop this as well, despite the fact he's miles away.
A dex check at disadvantage.
Well, Johnny, I rolled a natural 20 and a 19 with +8. That makes 27.
Ban those dice.
I rolled for my my regular check, my advantage check. I rolled a
Advantage,
dirty 20.
disadvantage.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I rolled a dirty 20, but my disadvantage was a 4. So
I rolled a
As
7.
you go to grab your sword and stand up and spin, you just spin and face plant into the wall a bit and stagger back, and you kind of sit down, but you have just clearly fallen over.
I'm going to sit with my hand on the bottle and take another sip, just to make it look like
Like it was meant to happen.
Like you
And then-
absolutely do manage to stand up, and you wobble a bit, but you are standing now.
I meant to stop. I was trying to stop my brother from drawing a sword on someone. And like, are you Nimble's friends?
I forget. Do they not? No. Triton Common. Oh. What you sow?
So you reap.
Oh, that's not how it goes. Yes. Is it close enough? Shall we just take him to her?
I think at this point, Seed
think
would
we know-
recognise that there's a lot of drunkenness going on.
Yeah.
And
So
as
it
that,
may
that
be-
sober friend instinct starts
Yeah.
kicking in, and they feel the need to kind of turn to the people muttering and go, "I'm terribly sorry. My friend has had quite a lot to drink."
Haven't had
So-
that much to drink,
Yeah.
but good drink, Indian drink.
yeah, he could handle his
Yes.
I could have another bottle,
Indiri
huh?
drink, you know.
Yeah, well,
What I'm
Raises-
trying to say is
Oh.
I think he's trying to give you the correct passphrase, but perhaps this isn't the hour at which that's at hand.
Hey
she-
Jude, hey Jude, that's it. Tell him
Is
that
this Jude?
it's Jude.
I thought it was Lucy.
Faeza, help me out here.
I'm very sorry. I don't think it's safe to talk names, maybe in this place, but I would argue that my friend is inebriated, and perhaps if we'd known you were coming, he would not have been.
People's
But,
talking to me. I'm not drunk. Huh?
Yeah,
think-
yeah. Come on,
I
man.
think
Well, you had as
we
much as he had. You know.
We as a party will be happy to come with you, so maybe we can discuss it a bit. And if you need to ask any more questions in a less public place, then that
There's no fairy fire here. Sit down.
Octavius, I'm feeling it. Can you cast fairy fire? Can you
Don't
cast
say
fairy
my
fire,
name,
please, mate? Yeah.
Don't say
Oh
my
yeah,
name.
sorry.
Say the name.
Random commoner that's in our group. Would you mind like casting fairy fire on me? Yeah. I'm
You
in
know-
the mood, you know. Like
I think it would be best if we got to wherever you need us to go quite quickly.
I think
I
that would be a
think
great
that's
idea.
True. Right. You might We'll help them as best we can.
Lack,
And
tell those 50 guys to bring another 50, and then it will be a fair fight.
I don't think it's
there's
a.
50.
You're right. You're right, brother. It would be.
Six,
but I
why
think
don't
these
you
might,
tell them yourself?
Sixsmith. I think we would have to meet them outside because there's not enough room for another 50 people.
Let's
in
go
here.
outside.
We'd
I'll
have
Oh,
to
they
grab
want
an
to have a
idiot.
fight outside.
Well,
Nice.
no,
Classic-
no, but maybe
classic
what we can do
endearing.
The
is
bottle. Take the bottle. I'll take the bottle with us.
maybe what we can
well,
do
we
is
paid for it anyway,
talk
it's
about
fine.
it a bit more.
So as
Octavius,
they're going to try and guide you.
Pre-warning: when you go outside, it's going to hit you hard, and you might want to vomit. So just a pre-warning. And if I vomit, I'll do it for you, so you don't feel so bad. I think that's
Wait.
going to.
You'll vomit for
Thank
me.
you, because I like
Take some
mushrooms.
chilies,
Just a good
Octavius. It
warning,
helps.
Thank you.
And he put some chilies in Octavius's face. Smell of chili.
The absolute terrible drunk friend making the other drunk friend
Faeza's
worse.
gonna
Give you a kebab,
grab one
basically.
person. Faeza's gonna grab one person by one sleeve and another by the other sleeve and go, "Come on, let's go for a walk. It'll be fine."
Okay. So you, with some help, grab your friends, and with the help of these 6 cloaked figures, you guide them through. It's not actually outside; it's through the curtain that was at the side, and you see a staircase leading up. And as you lead them upstairs, the sounds of the room below begin to sort of die out, and you're led to a smaller dining room that this time is filled with some groups of people, about 20 people talking. They all stop and look as you quite drunkenly come in. There are plenty of reclining sofas here that your friends are led to.
I cast Fairy Fire on Ripper.
Yeah.
Ripper
Yeah,
is,
drunk Octavius.
he's like a glow stick.
Would anybody mind if I started making some tea? Would that be okay?
That sounds good. Some
Okay.
peppermint
Why is
tea
the
or
night
something.
over already? This is our R&R. You
No,
know?
it's the middle. It's the middle bit. You know when you go get
Oh
down to
yeah,
go up
you would
again.
have a bit and then back up again. Yeah. Okay.
Faeza's going to turn to the person, the hooded person that walked her through and said, "Do you think your friends would mind? I think it might help."
I think anything you can do to sober them up might be quite wise.
Oh, okay.
As an interesting to note, 3 other people just randomly glow because I'm not concentrating too hard on who I cast it on.
Okay, so in
Aquila,
the
you
party
better-
or just 3 randoms?
Better tell
Just
those
3
people-
random people.
Okay.
But the hoods, you better tell those people with the hoods if they don't get some drinks in them, then I'm gonna get my sword back out and I'm gonna sort them out. You know.
So Faeza and Seed, you two notice that by now, the having kind of plonked you in this quite comfortable place that's clearly much quieter with only one exit, you notice there are no windows up here either. It's a closed room. They've left down. Ripper's just there dancing, glowing for a minute, and then after about a minute, some familiar faces walk in. 3 more cloaked figures enter. The first one is quite small and skitters in, and then just skitters to the back and like brushes off one of the tables and pulls out the chair. And then walking in, long beak sticking out from under it, is another that has this quite comfortable walk.
Oi,
And-
I know that snat anywhere.
Pulls it back and goes, "It's me, Nimble."
Oh! Nimble, did you bring any food with you, mate? Did you bring any food with you? God, I'm hungry, you know.
You know, Nimble, every time I see you, I think, here comes the sun. You know, you bring so much life into.
Thanks, Lack. That's really nice of you. Well, it's going to be a bit serious for a bit, so we might want to, take it down a notch. But after that...
Right, serious face.
I can do
serious
serious.
face.
Yeah.
You really should have met us at a library then, you know, instead of at a bar.
We
But
did
you
a
know,
lot
okay.
of serious. We
Shut
just
up,
blowing
Sixsmith,
some
I've got to be
steam.
We went
serious.
looking
Shut
for
up,
you.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Thinking
okay.
you
Well,
walked
I know how to be
straight into
serious.
our house.
Been in the army and all that, you know.
I was a bit surprised you just walked into our home, you know what I mean? We weren't really expecting to see you here. We went looking, but, great. Worked out well.
Some Weasley person recommended this place.
Yeah, and the sign outside, I love the fact that one of your children drew it. It's beautiful, you know, lovely. All the colors, the yellow, the gold, but lots of good work there.
Yeah, thanks. I worked really hard at that. And then voice behind you says, "Well, it's so nice that you could make it." And pulling back her hood, Lack, you recognise, even in your drunken state, Thorn, who,
I'm gonna try and pull my shit together and stand up.
yeah, with her wizened fox face. They're going,
Faeza's gonna pass him some tea.
Gosh, gosh! Oh,
What's the matter? Not spicy enough?
no, it's boiling hot. Not curry hot, not spicy
Yes,
hot.
it's
Fire hot, huh?
fresh. It's fresh. Yeah.
Not chili hot.
Octavius downstairs, no problem.
that all of you have been enjoying Elysium's finest. I think we might perhaps have overindulged a little.
Can one overindulge? Life
As a
is
bar?
so short.
I think we weren't expecting this when we turned up for a night.
Yeah, I've drank this since I've been home, so you know it's quite
My
emotional for
friends,
me actually.
May I just am I allowed to use your name? And he nods at the fox lady. Okay.
Here it is.
My friends, this is Thorn. Thorn, this is my friends. Faeza, Ripper, Seed, Octavius, and my brother Sixsmith.
Yeah, I'd look like somebody different right now.
We know who you all are. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Black, I'm glad to see you got your friends out. If you would like to relax and drink your tea, I think we might need to wait a little bit, but there is much to discuss.
I reckon another sort of 55 minutes and I'll feel okay.
I mean, Octavius, can't you do that thing where you sober us up with a spell or something?
It only works on food and drink. I could make alcohol non-alcoholic.
No, but I mean,
But I
like,
Could you make the alcohol
you, like,
non-alcoholic
restore-
in
could
my
you, like,
blood?
restore us to a
Oh,
more
I could do
sober
that.
state.
Oh, yeah, actually, I could do that for... Let me think.
I
I could
could
do
do
that.
it. I
I'd do that for everybody.
What's that?
Lesser restoration on everybody, please.
We'll go in for like one
wait,
big...
Before you do that, can you make a Arcana check to see if you are sober enough to
That
cast
makes perfect sense.
the spell?
Arcana or nature? Because I'm... Well,
You
it
are-
doesn't matter. They're both intelligence. Because why the is nature intelligence? Come on.
It's like Bradley's drunk.
That's 17.
You manage to pass Lesser Restoration,
Okay.
and as you're mumbling the incantation, the drunk party members suddenly feel like you just walked into cold air. Whoa, suddenly sober again.
Oh,
But you
I know-
do instantly skip to the hangover.
This meeting is going to be a lot less fun now that we're sober.
I've got to say, actually, I didn't count my spell slots correctly. Only 4 people on their long
well, there's only
Which is the
four
four
of
of
us
you
that
that
are
are
drunk,
drunk.
isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, that's fine then.
So you Thorn looks around it and goes, well, that's useful. Now,
I'll keep it down.
that will pass. Now, young Lack.
Sorry, Faeza, have you got that tea? Sorry, fox woman. Just can I have a little bit of...
Thorn. Her name is Thorn, and she
Thorn.
was an integral part of you getting free from the prison. So I think a fair amount of respect and thanks is due.
Yes, I think I do
Yeah,
remember
thank you for
you
disturbing
leading
us
away.
during a night out, yeah.
I remember you leading away the large bulk of the Legionnaires.
I
Thank
wish
you
we
for
could
that.
say we'd done it from the goodness of our heart, but the truth is,
They didn't.
everything comes at a price. And Lack, it is time for you to repay.
As promised.
Well, as your friends are here, we thought we would offer them the chance to join you. No obligation. Simple. We need you to break into the heirloom repository
Just break in?
and retrieve something.
Okay, because that's...
And
was
you're
a very
sure
strange
it's still in
request.
Can we
there?
leave or do we break out? I don't know if we also have to break out. What
This
do we break
this
in?
would
I don't-
put us directly antagonistic to our other friend, you realise.
May I also ask, is this the heirloom repository that only wizards can go into?
Is the most secret part of the archive within the Novus Libris.
Okay. Right.
I don't think
Okay,
Ignis
that's
Day would
interesting.
appreciate this. We have to think about this very carefully.
Ignis could help
Ignis
us get in.
wouldn't care.
He wouldn't
Yes,
care.
we-
Interesting.
The
Ignis
only thing
himself
Ignis
above.
cares about is himself.
Ignis
we
might
could
even
get
be
him
able to
in.
get us in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
it'd
hang
have
on
to
a
be to
second.
his benefit.
Oh, I'm sure it
Even
would be.
better.
Oh, sorry, Seed, go on.
What exactly is it that you want to retrieve from there? I mean, surely if it's so secure, things are in there for a reason?
Well, I don't know how much you know about the repository. The heirloom repository, at least.
Nothing at
Anything?
all, apart from it's very hard to get into, and that I think that we may have some difficulty.
Well, there's a reason for that, you see.
And your two mateys went in there, didn't they? Old, My Centre and Allfawn.
Well, you see, in Elderspire, the capital, they have a great library that holds all the information the Empire has ever collated. Not just medicine or magical means, but histories. More specifically, family histories, bloodlines, official forms, certificates. Now, several hundred years ago, the library was burned in an arson attempt. After that, Novus Libris was built. The backup. This is where the Empire brings backup of everything important. We want some information on Camellia Vela.
Wait a minute. Is this because of what's been going on in the streets around here?
Yes.
Oh, so you support Octavius's brother then, if you want the dirty deeds on old Camilla?
We did not say that. We don't support Gaius at all. We think he's a madman. But we would like to know more about Camilla. We believe that just like all spoiled rich nobles, she's hiding something, and she's got ill intent towards the people.
So this is for the people.
It's for the garden.
Then, and Lack drops to one knee. Then, as promised, my help is yours.
And at that point, Six does the bit from Pirates of the Caribbean where he puts his. That's not good enough, and he throws his axe onto the table into the center of everyone, and says something to that effect.
Octavius, Octavius. Six.
That's how hungover you are, man.
My ears.
And he's seething with rage because he has absolutely no idea what's going on and no idea why his brother is doing this.
Lack turns around to listen. None of you have to come with me. This is a debt I took on my own, and I did not discuss it with any of you. So none of you have to come with me. Six,
regardless,
I made a deal to get you
but
out.
you know that I have to come with you.
And I am in these people's debt, whether I like it or not.
That is
I
true.
I
But
think
it
we
is
are
my
all
debt.
in debt to these people.
Fawn, was it right? Fawn. Yeah. So, we're all in this. We're gonna help Lack here, but we have a problem now. Lack owes you a favor, and by us risking ourselves, that should be 5 of a favors, sort of, swinging the other way. But we've got a bit of a problem in this town, and that is we're not registered. I mean, well, Octavius is. It's a wonderful, let's call it, underground society that you are. Surely you must have access to some papers, something that might be able to help us navigate the waters a little easier.
You mean a writ of passage?
That's the one, see?
Well, I believe Lack has not been entirely honest with you then.
I also negotiated writ of passage with these people.
Well, then
So-
you just,
Six throws his other axe down on the table.
Well, if you said that before, I wouldn't have made such
I
a
did
fool of
actually
myself.
try to say that before, but everyone kept doing things.
You
and
did
never
mention
done
it, don't worry, Lack.
Thank you. Thanks, Octavius.
Well, if we're quite through with the demonstrations, young men are often so,
I'm sorry
Oh, my
about the
brother-
table.
My brother is not young.
Vivacious,
He's
maybe.
actually quite old.
Virile, spunky. No, those weren't words you were going to use. All right, fair enough.
And she turns to Faeza and says, "Clearly, you're the brains of this operation."
Oh gosh, I don't know if I would say that.
Well, she has brains.
That's exactly why I know I can trust you. If you wish to take part, you need only find the book on her birth. It will contain all her business dealings in the last 20 years, as well as her service record. We believe she's
a
hiding
lot of
something,
information to have on one person.
isn't it? But if that person is going to have a say in the way our entire republic is run, we need to know she's the right kind of person.
So basically, you're just asking to see the birth certificates, right? Even though they may have been from like not necessarily an island that's associated with Chinella, right? But you just, and their parents might have been from somewhere else, but you just want those birth certificates to be public.
So you're thinking of Brackham Barmer. He was
Bracken and Barmer.
a great warrior of many years ago. The whole thing was a sham. That was exactly what the rich do when they're left unfettered.
All right,
is this 3 books or 1 book?
It is 1 book.
Can I ask which language it's written in?
That I would be able to retrieve it myself. We just know it's in the archive, in the repository itself. I have no more information than that.
Okay.
But you seem capable.
I mean, do you have any? Have you made any attempts to retrieve this before? Is there any scouting information that you may have gathered that you know it would be useful to have an idea if you have any kind of plan to how we might enter this place?
Let's see. Nimble. And then Nimble goes, right, well, a few of me mates tried to get in, you see, a while back, see if we could scout out a little bit before we met you, like, before, in fact, we even headed down to Timbergrass, before the Legion changed. And, yeah, they got captured, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Yeah, we couldn't get them out either, got straight to the Quorum Populace.
Right.
Do you have any details of patrols, wards, spells in the area that we could go through?
Sorry.
Nothing.
How did they attempt to get in? Because that would be a way to not sometimes
I think
mistakes.
they were gonna try and pretend to be students and sneak in.
Right.
Okay, that's off the table.
Okay.
We do know they have some sort of scrying in the place.
Oh, that's not good.
Ignis, so look, take this exact scenario like we are in right now. Somebody wanted something, now we have to repay a favor for it, right? Let's just flip the script on that one a little bit, right? Ignis wanted us to take him to some dungeon, yeah, to like find out, stick the thing in there, and you know, like open up a door or whatever, and get someone out for him. And if he's there with us, we can say, all right, you can have the things in this place if you get us into the thingy. Fawn, you said he ain't gonna give 2 shits whether he goes in and out of there, right? Yeah?
Well, I assume from everything we've heard from Ignis, he's a self-centered prick.
There you go. So as long as we give him what he wants and a bit more, you know, and I'm sure, Fawn, you own this place, Elysium, right? Yeah?
We own a lot of this district.
Give him like a month's worth of free drinks or whatever as well. That will sweeten his pot. He's much of an arsehole like that. So, you know, like give him that as well. And then we could be like, oh yeah, you're helping out the garden, yeah. And then it'll make him feel like he's above his station. And then he'll give us what he wants.
That is a very good plan, Ripper. And as with all good plans thought of by very handsome young men, it lacks any sense of time.
Oh, yeah,
See, the votes, the initial nominations are soon. You disappearing with Ignis for how knows long, and then returning with if you return, would be very helpful. But we need to have this information in the next 2 days.
Okay, fine.
Hey.
We may
simple heist.
I suppose possibly, if we still thought it was worth a shot, we could still talk to him and find out whether he would still negotiate to come with us in exchange for our future help. Could still be worth a try.
I mean, it's certainly worth an ask, and he does want us to go with him, so I think it's worth a conversation. Oh, okay.
Met the guy.
What happens if we get
make
caught?
some inquiries.
Well, then you'll end up in the Quorum Populace. Prisoners to the Legion and fighting for the entertainment of the crowd.
And what happens if we refuse?
Then we don't give you a writ of passage. And we know that none of you, or certainly your brother,
Not an
Renage is on a
option.
deal.
We now have a problem though. If we get captured, we've then directly benefited my brother.
A
Which
quandary.
might buy you a little bit of leeway with him. I don't know.
Well, this is your problem to solve. We need a thing.
Well,
you
it will be
promised to
your
give it to
problem.
us.
Won't it be your problem to solve if I get captured? In the end, it doesn't
Can I
matter. I'll
ask
be
you-
dead.
Oh, this
Can
is
you-
true.
Can I ask you, is the garden not prepared to offer any assistance in terms of people or
You mean
tools
instead of
or maybe funds towards equipment if we need it?
funds we do not have. We own these places, but everything we have is staying afloat. Taxation is at its limit. The people are starving. Every resource we have goes back to them. Running an underbelly is not a cheap affair, young gnome.
Well, I hate to presume, and I hate to make any assumptions about anybody's situation. So I apologise for that. But I would say that we've had no information from you about the building or the surrounding area, and we've had we've just been told we need to go in and get it, and it seems a bit as if maybe there should have been some thought from your guys or some suggestions, or if
I feel
this
like
has
it
been
might be
so
our job to
important.
go and do that, Faeza.
When you hire a
Okay.
specialist, you tend to trust them to take care of the details. You see, this... I love my people. But they are not... They are not experts at this. We're
Okay.
taking everything we have to simply survive. If we could do this, believe me, we would not turn to strangers.
Well,
When we helped free you from the prison, it was very much a smash and grab and
Of
disappear
course,
into the
of course.
wilderness. We cannot face the Legion.
might I say that I mean we have one angle which we will explore, and we will see what we can do. But if at the very least, if we find that a future plan requires manpower, might we be able to rely on you to help us in some way?
A distraction, one might say.
Actions we
Yes.
can do. We can
Yeah.
help in some small way, but
Thank you. That's all we need.
You
is
see
to know
Nimble's
that
like
it
kind of
is a
side leg going,
partnership.
I'll go with him, boss.
Yeah, about to say, Lack turns to Nimble and say, see, we're on the same wavelength, Nimble, you and I.
Hey, yeah,
That little stakeout we did at the prison, huh?
every time.
You remember?
I
Bird
do,
shooting,
yeah.
bird
Thank you.
catching.
Oh, brilliant, great. I'll go with them, boss. It's all right. I don't mind. They're all right. Nimble, I need you. The other thing we talked about. Nimble will be away for a while.
That's a
It's,
shame.
I wish
Maybe
he
you
could go
could teach
with
me a thing or two before you go, Nimble.
See what I can do. Whilst you're here, the Elysium is your home. You will have free lodging here.
That's very kind.
We've already stabled your beasts. They will be well cared for, so you don't have to worry about them in the city.
Hold
We'll
on a
take-
minute. And I telepathically communicate with.
I'm in a stable. It's lovely.
Okay, right. She's telling the truth. Don't worry. She's telling the truth.
One tells the truth, huh?
Yeah. About treacle and first cousin, second cousin. Anyway, yeah.
I think
no
that
liar, young Ripper.
Six pulls his axes off the table, and he goes, "You know what a mother would say about this, Lack." And he leaves. He just leaves the room and goes sort of
That turns
back
to
to the
everyone else
bar.
and goes, he didn't start the phrase, so I don't actually know what she'd say about this. So
Well,
Awkward.
you have a time span and you have a mission. I see, Octavius, you have found some way of hiding yourself. Calling attention to yourselves in the bar was not the wisest idea. We had to waylay a few passers-by who had overheard your careless tongues.
oh, people.
Thank you for
Well,
that.
it is fine. We'll put their bodies in the river, no one will find them.
Oh, okay. Well,
Careless
perhaps
tongues will kill us.
You know what they
perhaps if,
say? You know what your mother used to say? Loose lips. No.
No, I don't know what you said, and also with your background, I don't know where we're going to go with that. So I'm just going to.
Okay. Perhaps. Just turn to the rest of the party. Perhaps maybe we should get some food. I mean, that might have been part of what happened earlier, that we hadn't eaten before we decided to drink the very, very strong drink, and then maybe a rest, and maybe we should go and see Ignis Day and see what we can find out.
If you're going to explore, at the very least we can provide you with these. I see Octavius already has one, and Faeza, you've found one. But she hands out some deep cowled cloaks for autumn wear to all of you that are very nondescript and plain. You are quite colourful as a party. I would recommend being less conspicuous. The Legion is looking for all of you. Your description has been circulated.
I mean, once this disguise ends, I'm going to have a problem that my hair cannot really be covered.
Possibly if we're going back to see Ignis, we could ask for some help.
I'm afraid our magics are small and insignificant. That we can help disguise you with makeup if that is beyond your proficiencies, but beyond that our help is paltry.
We've got 3 days, right?
Hmm.
All right, and we return the documents here, yeah?
Yes.
All right.
If this place is compromised, only give it to myself or Nimble.
What about this one that's skitting around in the corner here?
Understood. Dawn.
Can you do your fixings going, yeah, give it to me, I can take it, I can give it to me, boss, I'll be fine with me.
Fixing is lovely. But Dawn gave us an instruction fixing, and you know how it should be, huh?
Oh, it's not fair, it's never me, it's always not me.
You're just too fast. We wouldn't be able to keep up with you, huh?
Zooms around down the stairs again. And Alphonse says, well, we will leave you to your evening. One other thing. I know you were drunk earlier. But if you ever hear the phrase again, the answer is Creskit.
Creskit.
What is that in common?
What you sow, and the answer is grows.
Grows. Creskit. See, no one actually told me that. So my apologies.
It's the thing with a garden. The things you plant are what you reap. I would rather plant good seeds of good people.
We have a good seed.
Got great seed, actually.
Hello.
I wonder what will come of all of you. Hopefully good trees.
At the moment, it's not looking good.
Hey, Octavius, none of that pessimism, right? I don't know how you Chenellans do it, yeah? But, you know...
Don't worry, that's definitely just a trait solely of mine.
Your family is by the likes of it.
Oh no, my brother is actually fairly optimistic. He's just an asshole.
Oh. Brilliant.
I actually feel like I might get on with your brother, you know? Like, highfalutin man of the, you know, goes around in parties, having a drink, you know?
I haven't
like
said he does
wine.
any of that.
Good wine, you know? Where's that bottle?
Well, if you'll excuse me, and...
Six has it, is by the bar, by the way.
Avoid
Six
Priscilla.
at the bar.
She likes giving Fenny to strangers. I can see that some of you might be a little bit more used to it, but stick to the wine, it's a little safer.
Octavius loved it. Loved it.
And
Seed,
you're definitely putting words in my mouth
them
there.
at all.
And
Seed,
a bottle?
Seed just kept drinking. No tears. No snort. Great.
Interesting. And you find her looking at you, Seed. Absolutely staring through you. Have a pleasant evening. And she stands, puts the cowl back over her snout, and leaves. And you find yourself still surrounded by patrons, but now they all, as one, stand up and leave. And as they walk out, you notice that they all were armed in various ways under their cloaks. And coming off this room now, you can see 4 bedrooms, essentially. Doors opened.
All right, Octavius, we're going to bunk together, yeah? Not risking you getting shanked up again, all right?
Sure.
And, well, I guess...
I'll keep a room warm for my brother. He's drinking and feeling upset Or maybe I should go and see him actually, and Lack will walk off. To go and find
Ripper's going to start rearranging the room to make it a bit more like, like clear the desk space for the plans, clean off the whiteboard that had today's specials on it, and write the
Heist.
Yeah, but like, where are we going to get the heirlooms? Is it the?
Where's the
Heirloom
string and
repository.
pins?
Yeah, gets all that out. Seeds, Faeza, maybe if you've got a bit of time before you have a rest, you want to maybe check out a couple of the things we bought from the store.
Yeah, I have to have a rest before I can
Okay, all right.
properly have a look at them. I think.
You do the same thing, Seed.
I can take a look now. Although I was sort of hoping that Faeza and I could do it together. And
I
Seed
can
kind
have
of
a look.
holds up the pearl to show you and says, "The thing is, Faeza, you've been helping me a lot lately, and I sort of wanted to repay the favour a little bit by being able to help you with some of your magic, except there's not a lot that I know how to do. The only thing I can do is work out what things are. Hawthorne showed me how to do that, but I had to have a very expensive pearl, which up to this point I couldn't actually afford. So now I can help you."
That's amazing. That's great. Let's get started. Let's do it.
There you go.
What
Hand
are
over
you
the two
identifying?
weapons.
So what are which do you want us to look at first? Do you want us to look at the poles or the trinkets or the knickknacks?
It is dealer's choice. I'm gonna Mary Sue this room up a little bit. You guys crack on.
Okay.
So looking at two poles, or you've got the two pole arms, you've got the assorted knickknacks, which need to be done one at a time, and then you've got the bag as well. Is there anything else people want to put in? No? Okay, then you're looking at about an hour and 10 minutes to identify all of that. So we'll work through it. The first thing you do, you start with the knickknacks. Every single one is glass. It's just an ordinary glass gem. There's one that you get a little excited, and then you realise it's just quartz. Just a cheap, like 3 silver piece of quartz. You identify the two poles, and they are sturdy, well-made pole arms, but there is nothing magical about them at all. Your magic looks at the bag, and you realise that this bag has some incantation on it that you hadn't expected. And you quickly get the sense that maybe he didn't mean to grab this bag, because this is clearly a bag of holding.
Nice.
That is epic. That is important.
For 1 gold piece. For 1 gold piece. Legend.
Hey man, we need to read up on the lore around Chinella, because if he accidentally sells it to us, is he allowed to ask for it back? That's the thing. Otherwise, we make a wide berth from his shop. Right?
You said the poles. There was nothing special about the poles,
Just really well-made, beautiful poles.
but one of them you said was silvered, right?
Yeah, and one's silvered.
I'll take a silvered pole. Who knows what would be fighting that might need that. And well, I guess the other one I can just leave it back. It's no better or worse than the one I've currently got. Quite like it. So yeah, I'll keep a silvered pole around. You never know when I might need that one. Thank you very much for doing that. Obviously, what do you think of the room? Highest applicable.
It looks wonderful.
I go up to the board and I write problems dash scrying dash breaking something calls wizards. They are 2 problems we have.
That's very succinct.
Oh, and dash map.
Yes, we don't know the area very well at all.
Who here can write real good?
Cut to 6 at the bar.
Because we can obviously we just need to write down the information in the books, right? We don't actually have to steal them, do we? So
do you not think that might
6
not
has
help?
a forgery kit and calligrapher's supplies, by the way.
But I feel like, if we move it or displace it, especially because of all the scrying, then they might know that it's gone or where it is.
Can somebody ask the garden whether they'll accept a substitute or whether they only accept the real thing?
I think he means to swap for a substitute, so that
Well, if any spell is cast, it will be cast on the actual items themselves,
And
wouldn't they be?
the thing is, even though I am the most conspicuous out of all of us, I do have the ability. I do have the ability to find stuff really well. I've got good nose for finding things. So I think that could also help us as a team.
Is that a spell that you can do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You could have just said that.
Well, I like, it's the ice, isn't it? I'm trying to keep it all a bit, mystery. You ever done an ice before?
No. I generally just tell people what I mean.
Look, my heisting career, it's more honest than anything else, right? In Banyet, I used to hang about on top of the balconies, right, with a couple of my sisters. And what we used to do, I used to hang a little fishing line, and I used to put it down, and everyone was walking around with their fruit on their heads, right? And I used to wait, and I used to then hook some of the bananas, right, and reel them up really quickly, and the people would be like, "Oh, they've got to take them our bananas!" And then they see them go into the house, and then obviously they knew that.
For the listeners, that's actually based on a family history truth.
That's an true story.
There's an actual family story that used to happen in India with our family. Lance, Uncle Lancelot,
who then became a police officer.
Yeah.
So just
see, anyone can reform.
So
even some Abu like Aladdin thing going along the rooftop stealing bananas.
So, just out of interest, Ripper, if you can do this magic to help us locate it, is there anything in particular that you need in order to be able to do that spell? How would it work?
No, I just gotta well, we know what it is. She just described it, didn't she? She was like, it's a book full of families, basically I can't think of the actual term. Almanac? Is that the thing? Isn't that what you wear to keep the rain off you?
No. It's almanac is a very useful book. Yes.
What am I thinking of?
No.
A Macintosh?
Macintosh.
Oh,
probably.
that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. Yeah. Al Paul Macintosh. That's what he's a great inventor. That guy. He's yeah. Closed circuit though. No one else could use any of his stuff though.
But most importantly, you can do a spell to locate the book. Yes.
I believe so. Yeah.
What happens if you do that now?
Well, it needs to be relative. I need to be close to it, and also if this is a vault, it's going to be lead lined, so I'm not going to be able to actually find it.
So it'd have to be inside
until I'm in there. So that's what I'm saying. I'm the most conspicuous, but maybe the most equipped, through the light of Illuria, to help guide me to the item that we need in this vault of
I think
many
this
things.
This heist is going to require all of us to go, because if one of us gets caught, it's going to need all of us to break back out.
That's very true.
If we were to try and persuade either Ignis, or if we could find somehow another appropriate person who had a reason to be there, are we therefore thinking that we would all need to be concealed being inside with them? Or would we be visibly inside with them?
I think we'll need to be able to get into the entire complex without being seen, as they already know all of our faces. And I'm pretty sure someone has a good memory there, probably. Being scholars.
I mean, I have the ability to disguise myself, but I don't have the ability to disguise anybody else.
I can turn into an animal while we enter, so... The problem is...
Toots kind of claws at you a bit, Faeza. Looks up like, Toots.
I don't know what she's asking.
Well, with her, you can speak telepathically to her, I believe. You
Okay.
understand everything. You understand everything she thinks.
Oh, nice. I
You
thought
know
we
that-
just understood the
Just
same
like me and
language.
Treacle.
You basically understand that she's saying, "Can you disguise me? I'm fairly conspicuous."
Oh, okay. I mean, I could probably work on her overnight or something to change her appearance, as still using mending or something like that to change her in some way. But yeah.
Black's gonna walk in with six
wait,
in his arm. We're gonna come back into the. We've had a chat in the bar. And we kind of pull each other in. But that's how it should be, okay?
Yeah,
Six
sure.
doesn't say anything. He's not happy, but he will attend.
Okay.
Try to explain to my brother. What have you come up with?
We were just. Oh, sorry.
Well, one thing, maybe we can put Faeza in this bag, right? And then get that inside, and then she can climb out of it. That's
Don't
maybe
think I
one
agree
thing
to
we're
that.
thinking of.
I don't know if I agree. Okay. Maybe we need to talk to Ignis Day first and see if he can assist us. I think that is probably the first step, but we have determined that we have a couple of ways of disguising a couple of us, so we are not so recognizable. And maybe we could partake of your brother's skills at forgery to make a substitute to swap out the missing text, so that we don't.
I have
Yeah,
a
perhaps there's not the alarm.
strange idea for getting out. I could cast Feign Death on everybody in the group, which causes us
Oh, wow.
all to look dead to both visual inspection and spell inspection.
I mean, it's certainly something to keep up your sleeve.
But I wouldn't know what would happen after we all died.
Maybe if
per
they
se.
went to capture us, we'd all just die.
Do you know that
Yeah,
that's
I would
an
have to.
interesting
I would have to
thought?
touch you to make it happen.
Oh, okay.
If we found out how bodies were disposed of in this city, and we did something like that, would that be somewhere where we could plant a friendly face, maybe somebody from the garden, who could conveniently be the one who arrives to remove?
Well, Garden
Us.
just said they throw him in a river, so as long as we can all swim, right?
But that's not necessarily where the Legion throw the dead bodies if they were to capture us. or the
Octavius, did the
people
Legion
in
throw the bodies in the
Egress.
water?
You have no idea, but the spell lasts an hour. So if they throw us in the water at the half an hour mark, we will spend half an hour underneath the waves.
I see. Not very conducive to breathing.
No.
All right. And I can hold my breath for ages, right?
I mean,
Like,
I'm thinking.
I'll do it right now. Ready?
No, it's okay.
I was thinking this was an emergency thing that we did, not necessarily our
A
plan A
C.
escape
Yeah.
route.
Plan
This is
C.
plan C, yes.
Okay.
Good.
Guess the thing to do is probably check out the place, first and foremost, and whether the best time is.
I think we should ask
daytime or the
Ignis
night.
where it is. I think even if we just ask innocuously, he would answer.
To be honest, I do think maybe they were onto something. We can probably ask him fairly honestly. I don't think he cares.
He might even just show us in. Didn't he show Hawthorne and
My center.
my
Yes.
centre in?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of inclined to think that he probably would help. Obviously, I'm not saying he would actually then help us steal something or do any of the other parts that we would obviously still need to work out, but getting in, maybe?
I think yes, it's certainly worth talking to him first. But whether or not that's time to do that now, or if we need to rest and then do that in the morning, I'm not sure.
I feel
It's
like he
quite
would.
late
I-
by now.
Yeah, I feel like he
feel
would
like
get very annoyed if we went and disturbed him right now.
Yeah.
But Six just sort of, he goes, okay, listen, I've been listening to you. You're not taking this seriously, are you? We're not going to actually do this.
What's the other option? Your brother is committed.
I have to. Six. I made a deal, and they broke you out from a place that I could not do myself. I've not asked anyone to come with me, but people have offered. But I own a debt.
This puts our lives at risk.
Every
Didn't
option we have puts our lives at risk. We're in a city where our brother wants to kill us all.
And if
We're
we don't
making-
go, isn't Lack more at risk?
did make an agreement, you know.
I
With the
We're
think
same
making a
people.
bargain with people who, and I was listening, I was outside, who threw innocent people to the bottom of brown water.
We don't
River?
know. We don't know that. We don't know that.
Sixsmith, I would say that in such a place we would need allies. I've
And these are
often
the
found
kind of
as a
allies that you
traveller-
would like.
At
Well,
the
they-
time, they were the best people in Chinella. They were nice to me. They offered something. And they were definitely the
Um,
better alternative to the people that were keeping you in prison.
I would also say that
I
they
don't know
stuck
about
to their
that.
word. They did what they said that they would do.
You know, their word was a bargain they struck with a man who was down on his luck. That
I
is
mean-
not, they're not honourable people to have struck a bargain. Honourable people would support and help
Six.
without asking for something in return.
If we determined that after we have done this, because I feel like we have to do this at this point, after we no longer want to associate ourselves with the garden, then that's something that we can do.
Well, I've heard that many times, and it's not always as easy as that. You align yourself with one side, sometimes the other side doesn't
We're all-
offer to hear
the-
you out.
The other side already wants to kill us.
I mean, we're in a bit of an impasse in that everyone wants to kill us. I hate Janella, by the way, brother. I can't stress
You know, I
that
wanted to
enough.
have this conversation at the bar. You know, you brought me up here, and now I have to have it in front of everybody.
It's a wonderful
fine.
place if everybody's not trying to kill you. Just thought I'd mention that.
I would say, Sixsmith, that so far the Legion has not been kind, and whereas the Garden have, you know, they seem to be the better side of the coin.
The Legion seem to follow rules. Maybe they may not be the correct rules, but they're rules that are changed in the name of the law. These people, I don't know what rules they follow, what laws. I don't know whether they will stab us in the back when we leave
Well,
here.
what
I think
have to
you
assume
don't
they
need
will.
you don't need laws in order for somebody to stab you in the back. It has already
Need
been
that.
shown that the Legion is fully able to bend the laws to whatever they want them to be.
when we were in that tavern, they took us just because we were in the same corridor as Octavius. That was it. That was all they needed. They're bullies, and bullies
The other
should
people
not
broke you
be on
out.
our side.
Nimble, I like Nimble. I can't imagine he'd be part of a organization that was truly horrific. The small time I spent with Dawn, who was probably a little upset that we were drunk, which I actually find a little bit upsetting because we're just trying to blow some steam. We didn't know she was going to be there, and we're just trying to. We've almost died about I don't know how many times, and we're living in Janella. I mean, I can understand why most people are drunk in Janella. Maybe that's why they're upset all the time.
5 times.
Anyway,
5 times, by the way.
5 times. Thank you, Octavius. It's strange that you're keeping a tally. But anyway, she has proven to be a person of their word. So, until told otherwise, and if she does cross us 6, she won't be happy about it.
Well, of course I'm going to help you, brother, and of course I'm going to help all of you. But I'm angry because because I am going to help. Because of course I have to help. We all have to do this.
But we're going to help Octavius kill his brother. That seems like a
I mean,
slightly
well,
larger thing.
we'd agreed.
Is that not
on
what
that?
we agreed? Because gosh, I'm glad you kind of caught me out because I was really up with that.
I mean, if it comes to it, then yes, we'll
See, so
probably
yes,
have
we
to.
are going to kill your
But
brother.
no. Well, right.
Well, with that lull.
How long was that? How long was that? Was that half hour? Did I hold my breath for long enough that it was long enough?
I mean,
Okay, so what-
can I insight perception to see whether he actually held his breath?
He probably did. It was probably about 4 or 5 minutes.
You know, well,
Okay.
that was a Friends reference if anyone got there.
Listen, it's simple. Somebody, inside person, trips the alarm. We intercept. We're dressed as the interception agents, perhaps with masks on, Chanel and armor. We go in, and while we're in there securing the area, pretending to do the magic spells and rituals again, we steal the object. Plain sight.
My friends,
Now-
is why my brother is the master of the battlefield.
I do
Yeah,
have one
listen,
problem
you,
with.
Don't try that with me. I'm
do have
still
one-
angry with you. We'll have
I
a
do have
conversation
one
about
problem
it
with
later.
the plan. Is as we are not actually official wizard police, when we encounter
All the world building.
In the next episode, we'll now have a name. It has to be named in the next
It has to be like da 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 da. Wizard Police.
With Octavius and Ripper back to back.
Eight Mantle Knights. Wizard Police.
So if we actually encounter another squadron of Wizard Police, then what do we do?
You just slap us all on the butts and then we all pretend that we're dead or whatever you're going to do, right?
What is this? What
Right,
you guys
we
were
do the
talking about
dead
before I
thing.
came in?
What? So
why I need
two Wizard Police squadrons meet each other, and one of them just drops dead.
Yeah, because
You know, I've heard of this fun. It's like a mind puzzle philosophy. I've heard of this. Yes. One meets the one, and then one die. Yeah, I can't remember the answer to it. It's a very difficult riddle.
Like, can't we?
Something
if we
about a
all-
question, I think.
If we somehow get in there and then like Octavius, she like let out some gas or something like that, right? And then like we'll go like,
what?
oh no, we're gonna die because of the gas. And then you touch us all, and then we'll pretend to be dead.
Yeah, then
And
they'll
they're
run
like,
out.
their
They'll leave in a
countermeasures-
hurry as the doors shut. And then we come back up, steal whatever it was you guys were talking about. I can't remember the book. I wasn't there. And
Now,
then we
My
leave.
biggest problem is because I have to touch you, it's going to look like I killed you, each of you, in turn, and then committed suicide.
Yeah.
No, you come and grab us. Get out! And you push us from behind. And as we die, you go, oh, it's too late. Oh, the gas. Oh, the
I
invisible
think
gas.
we might still be recovering from the Fenny here. Maybe we should have a sleep and think about it in the morning.
That sounds like a good plan.
Well, first of all, there's no such thing as a bad idea, right? Just
I disagree.
no. What's the
Cut
phrase?
to Lack with all of his clothes off.
No,
Standing there in the vault.
no misses, only fakes. All right, is what they say in the channel in Darian sport. Yeah,
I don't know what that means.
no misses, only fakes.
I only follow companions.
It's
I don't know
Rocket
if I've seen
League,
that
Rocket
sport.
League reference.
Yeah.
Right, well, with that, I'm assuming that we are heading...
Don't let a Rocket League reference be the last thing that
I
happens.
was just going to move past and pretend it didn't happen. I'm assuming you are heading to bed in your various chambers as you wish to. So with that, we will draw the night to a close. You can begin your long rest, and we will pick up next time
At
and
level
see
6?
what happens. No. Know what happens when you level fish? Just gets pushed back.
I know.
Extra 5 enemies into the next encounter.
Yeah. After Strahd, by the way, I'm not telling you milestones at all, ever again.
I'm not even
works
sure you
them
did it. It's just like we just figured them out as we were going
worked it
through them.
out.
We were like,
It's
well, this
fine.
has to be a milestone, right? When we
Well,
hand the gem into the hag or whatever.
Thank you, everyone, for watching tonight. I have to say, they avoided a few things. They've managed to... well played, folks. It was a nice social episode, which I enjoyed greatly. I didn't have to do a lot. It was brilliant. Thank you.
Some wonderful characters. for
Thank
us.
you. I'm sure my uncles, if they were still alive, would be offended by them.
Well, they would be
If-
dead now anyway after that accent. Yeah.
Yeah,
They would have finished them off.
My genuine Uncle Leto
They
will
weren't.
be appalled. Thank you for watching, everyone, and we hope you can join us next week. But if they want to talk about us in between the week, knock us over 200 on Twitter and just share us with their friends. Ryan, where can they find us?
Find us at Bloodsong Party at Twitter or Blood and Song on Instagram and Facebook. I feel like we should we get something like a Reddit? I feel like we should, Sean, get on that. Make us a Reddit, or the people make us a Reddit. I don't know how that works.
Task,
But-
make us a Reddit.
Task make us a Reddit.
A Reddit's easy to make. I can make a subreddit easily enough.
There you go. So maybe I think we should start. Let's start. I feel like now we've hit a couple of our little short-term goals. Let's start the expansion phase, hyper growth, as they say in my industry. But that's Blood and Song on Facebook and Instagram. Blood Song Party on Twitter. Blood and Song Erionwel is the best way to get around the YouTube algorithm, and obviously Total Party Win on Twitch.
Fantastic. And obviously we don't grow without the help of amazing companies and others to help us. So we have to thank our wonderful soundscapes tonight from Sirenscape, because epic games need epic sound. If you would like to see the sound sets we have used, there is a link in our description that you can check out that will take you to all the sets that we use. Sirenscape is a wonderful sound building software, and I recommend it for all your table games. We should say as well, don't forget hashtag choose to challenge, International Women's Day. Let's stand up and make sure equality for literally half our species is there, because it's ridiculous that it's not. With that being said, we look forward to seeing you next week. Have a wonderful week, and may the Great Mother guide you in all that you do. Good night, folks.